What's up, everybody? Sorry for this random late stream, semi-unannounced stream. But this is Saturday. It's my day off from work. I'm also off tomorrow, so there'll most likely be another stream tomorrow. I've started working on a couple new videos, some family adventure vlogs, and a tutorial coming up on Sam Yang lens firmware upgrades and how to do them. So, you know, when that comes out, click like, watch till the end, hit, little comment there, share amongst your friends. Thank you. So that's what I got going on for the future. That was my wife. She just came in and brought me a vegan pizza, a slice, a small piece of brownie, a cold water, and a cup of coffee. So I'm gonna be here for the next few hours, regardless if there's anyone in chat or not. This is my only time to play video games, so I might as well go online and stream to the small community that I have. Now I know it's dwindled down because of the lack of consistency on the channel, but guys, I'm not going anywhere. So stick around and pop in, hang out for a bit, and we'll have some fun amongst each other here. So I'm also gonna have my rowdy little son Adam joining in his room on his PS4. So we'll play some Call of Duty, him and I, and baby Ava's asleep, so she won't be jumping in here, I don't think.
I couldn't find any results.
Huh? Who just said that? That was weird. Yeah, so I'm testing out a couple new things also. So first and foremost, I'm testing out my LG 32-inch GQ950. And it's a huge upgrade from my prior monitor that I was using for the last 6 years or so. And it was the Samsung CHG70, was the 32-inch 1440. It was the first PC monitor that supported HDR. Now that HDR was a very poor implementation of HDR. It was just the first that they were able to slap on the HDR label on the box. That still happens today, and it's pretty bad what they can get away with saying on the box with the performance that you get. So that thing only had 8 local dimming zones, and this one, while now you can get monitors with over 1,000 dimming zones, this particular one that I'm using right now has 32 dimming zones. Now compare that to 8, and that's a huge upgrade for me. Now, will that be an upgrade for you? That's a whole different story, but at least for me, I'm looking at a pretty big jump in dimming zones. The brightness is a huge upgrade compared to the Samsung. Samsung's come a long way, by the way. This was like the first generation HDR monitor that I purchased in 2017. I got it on pre-order, and I was like the first on there. That was before I had a YouTube channel, but I played all my PC games on it, and I was powering it with a GTX 1080, which got me at 1440 at about just a little over 60 frames. Sometimes I was getting like 90 frames, with the video games from back then. Today's a different story. Things are a little bit higher demand as far as software goes, but here we are now. I'm not even PC gaming anymore. You guys know that I'm retiring PC life. That's it. I finally made the switch to Mac, so it's all about the Mac life. I am selling my GTX 1080 card. It's on eBay. So if you watch this playback, I don't know who does watch reruns of streams, but if you do, thank you. And if you're interested in a little gaming rig for your son or something like that, a GTX 1080, it's a good card. It'll get you 1440p over 60 frames on a PC. So that's going to be, I might even drop a link since I mentioned it in this video in the comments. And I also am selling a PSVR, so a good little gift for someone as well. So they're both mint condition. I switched over to Mac for multiple reasons. Basically, the M1 chip has been great. This is the M1 Pro, which came out in 2021. This is the most recent MacBook, really, that you can get. It's running the M1 Pro chip, and Obviously, you know, developers don't really make games for the M1, but if they did, they would run fine. We know that PC runs the PC master race when it comes to gaming, but for console players, which the majority of gamers are console players, here I am as a console gamer, you know, newest gen, PS5, which is my favorite. I might get the Xbox at some point, but right now I play everything on the PS5. I'm getting 1440p, 120 frames per second, 4K 60. It's capable, right? Games are optimized for the PS5. So whatever game you throw at it, it's going to work perfectly, where you can have a $3,000 gaming rig and then the game might just not work right because it's all these different configurations. So I like the simplicity of the PS5, you know. Yes, I can't play 4K 120. I need a PC for that, but I'm okay with all that. So, and when you pair that with an awesome monitor, then you're looking good. So again, I'm going to be messing with this monitor. I'm also excited about, I finally realized what was happening with this new monitor and the PS5. There was some weird issues that I spoke about on my last stream last week when I first got this monitor last weekend. I've since today have realized what was happening, and it was a issue with the capture card that I was using. The capture card was the Live Gamer Ultra by Avermedia. Now, it's a great card and I highly recommend it because it's really affordable. It's like $180. But for that card, it'll run your PS5, game consoles, PC, you know, 1440p, 120, 144, all that stuff. It's a great card, but when it doesn't have VRR support, and that made a difference. And all the issues I was having that I talked about in the last stream, gone. I now can leave the capture card on OBS setting at 1440p 60, and I can play 4K 60. You can see my background. You could see the PS5 menu, whereas before it wouldn't capture it. Now you could see the PS5 menu. So whether I play in 4K 60 or 1440p 120, the stream, it captures it at 1440 and just sends it up to you guys, no problem. So for me, that's great. I get the best of both worlds. I get to enjoy this monitor for what it is, folks. I get to enjoy the PS5 with all its recent updated features, VRR, 1440, you know, 120. I finally get to use all of that and enjoy that while streaming to you guys at 1440p 60. So that is a high-end stream, you know, high quality stream. And all of this is being powered. This stream that you're watching is being powered by a laptop with an amazing screen. This has a 1600 nits, 120 hertz Apple display. Apple displays are the best. I'm sorry, they are. When it comes to just, you know, pixel peeping and color accuracy. And now with the 120 hertz, it's just beautiful. So there it is. Why didn't I get the Apple display monitor if the Apple displays are so good? Well, that's an easy one, because I want to be able to play my PlayStation 5 on it. And you can't do that with Apple monitors. You could just plug in a Mac computer and that's it. You know, native to Mac OS, you could run a Windows, but you'll have all types of weird issues. So here we are. We have the LG 32 that I'm using, the GQ950. And so far, I really like it. Like I said, it's a huge upgrade for where I came from. And I only upgrade monitors once every 6 years. So I know there's about to be a bunch of new, better monitors about to come out. But I'm the type of person that I just, whatever I want that at that moment, I'll get whatever's available at that moment. You'll always be waiting for the next best thing. So there's no purpose of waiting. You might as well just get it when you want it. And that's it. Otherwise, you're never going to upgrade anything. You know, that goes with whatever you think about in life. But if you want it now, get it now. And don't worry about what's coming out. So there it is. So that's a quick little breakdown on why I'm using this particular monitor, this game console, and why I'm streaming with a Mac. So that's it. When you pair these items together, it's beautiful. And I do plan on making videos about this particular topic, because I think there's a small niche of people that want to use their Mac for more than just photo editing or office applications or whatever it is, you know. And in this case, if you're a console gamer, then you can ditch the PC tower and just run it on your Mac if you already have one, especially if you have one of these new MacBook Pros with the M1 Pro chips and all that. So there it is. I love to be that guy for all those people out there that are curious. And if you've been a part of this small channel for some time, you would know that one of my more popular videos, which was the PS5 Go XLR mixer review, I was still on PC, and so I did everything on PC. And so here we are now with the Stream Deck, the Wave XLR, the SM7B, which I just carried over from my Windows setup to the Mac setup, so it could all be done. And I enjoy running into problems and finding a solution. And I ask for help too, guys. So don't be shy, ask for help. You'll be surprised there's a lot of people out there that will help. So me being one of them. So with that being said, I know I'm super hyper chatty right now. Such a rare time for me to jump online. I doubt anyone will join that normally joins. But even though I'm here to have fun regardless. All right, let me get my ugly mug off of this screen here. And there it is. So I know you guys are only catching a 1440p signal on your devices wherever you're watching the stream from, but this thing is gorgeous. Now I do have a light that's here. Let me turn it off real quick. All right, so that light I have it angled at so it still hits me, but I'm trying to avoid it hitting, like bouncing off the monitor. I really want to test this monitor out in a dark room setting. So this is about as dark room setting as you can get. And so I have that light just so you guys can see me when I talk. But anyhow, there it is. So to me, this thing looks beautiful, super crisp. The colors are gorgeous. And I'm just happy with it already with just less than a week of fiddling with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Samsung GHC 70, whatever. It's old. Who buys monitors? That's one thing. I can sell things on eBay. I can't sell a monitor, can I? I mean, I don't know. Let me know. If you watch this video after the stream, leave a comment. Is there a market for people to buy used monitors? I mean, I personally don't want to. Well, I say that, but this was used from Amazon. It was like an open box. I paid $950. This is a $1,300 monitor. I paid $950, so I feel pretty good about that. Let me... Oh, that's funny. My wife texted me showing that the Uber driver, not the Uber driver, the Uber Eats driver, his name was Adam, which is my son's name. And let me log into the stream using my phone to make sure it looks good. All right, I'm gonna finish eating this slice real quick, but rather than eating here in front of you guys, I'm just gonna go. Did it work? No, it did not. Why didn't it work? Let's try it again. Oh, OBS, come on. All right, we don't want that. Game, there's the game. Hide cam. All right, so that's, I don't know why things, it's always when you're live streaming where everything just doesn't go right. But that's the whole fun of it. Let me just configure my Stream Deck. I have 3 monitors set up. I have a cheap LG monitor, 75 hertz, 1440, and I have it as a portrait monitor. And I can't wait to make this video for you guys. I know a lot of you guys have asked for it. I will be making it a quick little setup, desk setup that I have here before I move into the YouTube studio in the garage. That's still going to be at least another year before I move in there. But for now, I want to show you guys kind of what I have set up. And let me check something real quick. Very odd. Let's try it again. See if this works. It's not working. Not cool, man. Not cool. All right. I don't want to fiddle too much with this, but let's see. Let's see what is going on. Ah, there we go. That was odd, but I fixed it. There's always a solution. All right, give me a sec. I'm making a quick tweak before I get started here. What was I doing? It was... Oh, yes. Let's see. See if I can get my game audio to work. Almost there. I just got a new capture card, so I'm making some changes to make sure that my audio and everything is synced up to my Stream Deck. Some slight changes here, guys. All right, so hey, what's up, Brett? Welcome, man. I actually have good news, and I got to give you credit. One of your suggestions actually helped. I'm still going to test my other option, but let me see here. Monitor mix. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me when I raise and lower the volume on my Stream Deck, you guys can't hear the difference? That's odd. Okay, hold on. Monitor mix. Volume up. Okay, and monitor mix volume down. But because I have them linked together, it should work. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. Here we go. Yes, perfect. Okay, there we go.
I have decided to join.
That happens quite often, believe it or not. That happens a lot. I was just on a stream, one of my favorite channels that does monitor reviews, computer monitor reviews, and his disconnected as well, and it reconnect. And sometimes you won't even notice it for a while. And you're like, wait, what happened here? So sometimes that does happen, but unless you lost your actual internet, then that's different. Yeah, that's a bummer. But sometimes YouTube will cut out. It'll be weird. So on my last stream, I talked about this weird thing that I was running into with my new monitor with the PS5's new features, which is the variable refresh rate and the 120 hertz thing. Now, I did find a workaround with that being said. And that workaround was okay. Whereas all I had to do was, oh, why doesn't it show a percentage there? I don't like that. Excuse me. All I had to do was set OBS to 1440p, and then you can see the game, but as soon as I shut the game off, you wouldn't be able to see my PlayStation screen, you know, like the background, the desktop of the PlayStation. So, and that was because it was not capturing a 4K to it wasn't able to capture a 4K signal at 1440p, right? So it wasn't able to capture a 4K signal at 1440. And I'm like, what is it? You know, it normally under most circumstances it would, but because that particular card is not compatible with VRR, my son's being a clown, because it won't support VRR. That was the issues that I was having, and which is weird. I don't understand, because I had VRR off in the game console and on the monitor, but it just wasn't working. It's so weird. So I went ahead and I got the HDX from Elgato, right? Because AverMedia cards, by the way, guys, are great, and they do have a VRR compatible AverMedia card, and it's $40 cheaper. there's some pros and cons to both of them, and that one was supposed to arrive yesterday and it didn't because of the hurricane. There were some issues with delivery. So I went to Best Buy, which is right next to my job pretty much, and I picked one of these HDXs up, and it was actually the last one. They only had one. They don't even have a label for it. So I went ahead and picked it up, and I tested it out today, and it works exactly like I expected my old card to work. So these, you know, you have a new monitor that supports VRR. You have a PlayStation has the option. And before I had a 4K, I had a 1440p monitor, so everything was working no problem because it was just receiving a native 4K signal, and that card is fine for that, which is the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra. Okay, so that's a great card, and I highly recommend anyone to get that. It's $180, and it's a very good card, unless you are trying to play a console that supports 4K 60. And VRR, variable refresh rate, then you're going to run into some problems if and only if you want to capture at 1440, so that way when you upload to YouTube for your live streams, you can offer people a 1440p signal. So, you know, it does work. It's just under that one condition. If you have a 4K monitor and your PlayStation is set to 4K 2160, right? Then you're going to run into some issues only if you want to capture at 1440. But if you want to capture at 1080, which actually makes more sense because 1080 is exactly, you know, if you take 4K and you chop it up in half, it's 1080, right? So it scales perfectly. 1440 doesn't necessarily do that. But if you have a constant 1440p signal from an Xbox or a PC or a PS5, and you have a 1440p monitor, then the Live Gamer Ultra is a great card. So again, the only time you need to update to the HDX from Elgato, or soon I'll know for sure in a couple days, the AverMedia's response to the HDX was the Live Gamer Extreme 3. That one does have VRR support, but I'm very curious to see if it does what I need it to do, which is what the HDX is doing. Then I'll return to HDX because the HDX is $199. It's $200. That's expensive, right? That's like high-end level of price around for capture cards. But the Live Gamer Extreme 3, which is VRR enabled as well, that one, it's on sale right now for $160, $159. So I'll save $40 if that works the same way this Elgato works. Now that $40 price increase, in some people's eyes, is worth it because this one captures in HDR, where I don't really need to capture an HDR, but at least I have the option with this card. With the AverMedia VRR card, the Extreme 3, that one doesn't capture an HDR, but everything else is identical. Well, I'll know in a couple days. I think I'm willing to save the $40 and get the and keep the AverMedia card instead. As long as it does what this does, which is, again, capture a 4K signal at 1440p, which through OBS you select 1440p on the properties, on the game console properties, the video signal, and that's pretty much it. So I'm super stoked because you know, the other stream I had to like keep changing the resolution in OBS. Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. You just want to have fun. You just want to stream, play the game, and like know that everything's going to work on OBS without touching in the middle of a stream. So yes, I could have easily just kept doing that, but why do that? Plus, I enjoy buying little tech gadgets. This was an opportunity for me to buy another tech gadget. With that being said, we haven't gone out to eat. We've like cooked breakfast at home. Well, no, we did go to Dunkin' Donuts today, but I got to cut costs, guys, in other ways in my life because I'm spending way too much money here on all these little gadgets, but it's what makes me happy. So it is what it is, you know? So Adam, why don't you go over there and get on your game console, put on your headset, and we'll get some streams going.
Dad, you call the stream after a hurricane?
I already did. Go join on the tablet, lower the volume on the tablet, and get your headset on. My son's excited because I'm going to play some Call of Duty with him here on stream again.
Guys, I'm on level 28.
Yeah,
I got 4 best gameplays. I'm a god now.
I'm at work and he's at home playing, so he's happy because he's a higher rank than me, of course.
That's level 13. Remember, you forgot to turn off your account before, so I went on Call of Duty and I played. I didn't spend anything. I just gave you some levels.
Okay, go to your profile now. You can leave the door open. That's fine, because it gets hot. Yeah. One thing about this monitor that I will say is that it produces a lot of heat. It's real thick and it has these big, thick air vents. It produces a lot of heat, and which makes sense because it gets super bright. It's a much better monitor.
Oh, and by the way, Dad,
All right. Yeah, so like I was saying, this thing produces a lot of heat. A lot of heat. But it gets super bright. It's got a bunch more features than my other monitor does, so it does kind of make sense. I'm kind of getting used to it being flat now instead of it being curved. I really wish it had a slight curve to it, but I don't want to get the Samsung one because that curve, like I mentioned last stream, is just, I think it's just going to be too curvy for me. And looks like they got away from making like the little slight curve. They want that thing wrapped around your face, and I don't know. Go. Got these dogs in here. You have, Brett says you got two 32-inch LED TVs on each side of my MacBook Pro. Wow, nice. Yeah, 32 is a perfect size, man. It really is. That's what I have. I have a 32-inch, well, that's what I have now. Well, I had a 1440p 32-inch, but now that I have a 4K 32-inch, and I always knew at some point I was going to upgrade to that, but it's nice to have the updated resolution. It just, you know, it's a native signal directly from the PS5. I like it. Not to mention that the Mac desktop, to me, some people prefer 1440p, but I think maybe at 27 inches that's okay. But at 32 inches, it's got to be 4K to look good on a Mac. You know what I mean? So obviously you know that because you have two of them.
There's a spider in here, and it looks like it's poisonous.
All right, so he's having some issues, not issues, but he forgot how to join my party. So I'm gonna walk away for a quick second, and I'll be right back. And I want to hear more about your setup and your stream, and I'll be right back. Hold on. All right, I think we got it straightened out. There's might be one more little quick thing, but Adam, could you hear me? Let me check my PlayStation mic. I have a separate mic that points right at me. Okay, so there's that. And yep, that is working as well. And let's go to the actual game. Adam, could you hear me? Adam, could you hear me? Let me see if I could send... I guess I should have did this before, but... Oh wait, no, I don't need that. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go... here? Game base. There we go. And then start party. Open party. Start party. Invite players. There we go. See if he gets that. Start party. That's how you start a party. And let me see why my... This is like a test stream basically because I made so many changes with the capture card. Input music. Okay, okay. So why does that say music? That's interesting. Uh-huh. Okay. I wonder why. This is I finally have an actual Elgato capture card, which makes me want to there's better integration, that's for sure. So that part, it might be worth the extra $80 just for the extra like features that does come with the Elgato capture cards, like the flashback and a couple other things that they have. So but yeah, man, Brett, if you're still listening, the LG TVs and LG monitors are really, really good. And I'm really excited to have this one. Let's see here. Why is this? Let me try deleting it, maybe. Oh, I know what to do. I'm just gonna delete it and then add it. Let's see. Delete. Yes. And then I will go to Wave XLR. You know what? I'm going to show you guys just so you see what I'm doing here. Hold on. Let's go to desktop and let me lower the game music because it's super loud. Oh, thank God. All right, and let's see if you see what I see. Yes, you do. Okay, so this has the percentages showing up on the different levels, and for some reason, now that I added the capture card here, it's not showing it. So on this side, I'm gonna find the, oh, here it is, wavelength, and we're looking for, I guess, is it this one? Wavelength input. Okay, so let's look here. Set input volume, set adjust toggle monitor mix. Which one is it? Set monitor mix. Which one is it? Let's look over here. Okay, so is it mute input? Is it the, I think it's the mute input. Yes, it's the mute input toggle. So that's what I'm looking for. Let's look right here, mute input. All right, so we're gonna stick this here. Yes, I think this is it right here. Wait. Why does it say SM7B? That's weird. Okay, so I will change this here. I sent you an invite for the party, so if you want to go in there.
I need help with that.
Okay, I'll be right there. So we're going to change this to, that looks good. Let me see, let me make sure this is monitor mix. Okay. And I'll just name this game. Caps lock's on. Game. Game. All right. Oh, wait a second, but now the percentage left. All right, let's not do that then. Okay, I get it now. I just can't rename that. All right, okay. So what I can do, I know what to do. First of all, I don't like it being yellow. Would love to change that. So what we'll do to change that, we're gonna click on this little button right here. Create new icon, set from file. Let's go here and let's get red. We're gonna get red, a red background, which, here we go, wavelength. And because it is a game, let's see if we could find something with a gamepad that's red. Let's see. Jesus, nothing. Well, let's look at red. We have that. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. Yes, good. So that is that there. Now, hopefully, there's a red one, like that shows that it's off. So, for the mute mode, let me show you what I mean by that. So that's when it's unmuted. Then you click on this little button right over here. Oh, it does it automatically. Perfect. Good enough for me. Nice. Now, I don't like all this verbiage up here, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see the percentage bigger. And that looks really good. I could probably make it just a tad smaller. There we go. And to change the long name there, I can actually go into the Wavelength app. Let me bring that over so you could see that. Here's the mixer right here, the Wavelength Elgato mixer. As you see, I mean, I have no problem with Elgato. I have a lot of their stuff. They're the most Mac friendly game streamer company, like streamer focused company. They're the ones that are more likely to support Mac in everything they do. This is the only Mac compatible mixer besides the Rodecaster Pro. That one is as well, especially the new one is super good, which I know you have one. You have the original model. But that's expensive. For $140 you get this bad boy here, and then you could just use a $100 Stream Deck. So for like $240 you get yourself a Stream Deck, a Wave XLR mixer from Elgato, and you can control all of your audio. Highly recommend it. And like I said, I'm going to make a video showcasing all that. So let's change the name up here from Game Capture HD60. I'm just going to put it as Game Audio. Actually, I'm just going to put it as Game. We know it's the audio. So now by changing it here, watch this. Now the input's there, and now it just says Game here. Much nicer. So lots of little cool tricks there, guys. Let me switch out of here so it doesn't make you dizzy. Game. Perfect. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so by now. All right, so there's that. Perfect. Yeah, man. Like, see, I always had a Stream Deck, always, on my Windows setup, because a Stream Deck is like the best thing ever. You could use it for more than just streaming. Some people use it for video and photo editing because there's like shortcut buttons and stuff like that. I use it for streaming, but the multi actions that it could do, the fact that it works beautiful with Mac OS, and I could show a little bit more of that real quick. Let me bring that back up. Well, you saw the settings. You could do so much. It's so cool, and you can really, I mean, you can watch videos of people how creative they are, and you can get ideas of, but just the most simplest form. of it. It's just controlling your OBS. Just for that alone, it's worth it. And I have the 32 key one. You could just get the 16 key one, and then you can flip to different pages, and those 16 keys, then they change to another 16. You know what I mean? Like so you can kind of like a scroll. If you could spring for the 32 key, get the 32 key. So there's that. Let me fix my son's headphones. I'll be right back, and we'll test this monitor out.
Hey, I'm Dad.
All right, mic check. Adam, you there?
I would like to join the stream.
Okay. Just make sure to lower the volume of the iPad all the way. Okay.
I hate my hiccups.
I gotta show him how to use the mute button on that thing so he doesn't chatter onto the thing the whole time. The cool thing about the PS5 now is that you can actually control. If you go to the party screen thing here, you can actually control the mic volume. How cool is that? For a while you couldn't do things like that, but now you can. So I can turn him up. What I should do is lower his mic input gain so he doesn't distort it, because he has a habit of just screaming all the time. So that way I can lower his input gain and it doesn't distort, and then I can just raise the volume here on his output, right, gain, and that way in case he yells it doesn't distort, but we could still hear him talking when he's talking low. So for now I think I'll just lower him up a bit. All right, here we go. All right, Adam, you ready to test out this this game here? Let's do it. But yeah, man, like I'm enjoying it so far, so good, and I'm gonna explore some of those unique to Elgato capture card features that's supported by the Stream Deck and everything. You know, I might just say screw it. The $40 is worth it to me. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I've always streamed with AverMedia cards. They've been great to me. Like I've had 3 cards now. Yeah, I've had 1, 2. This will be the 3rd one that I'm gonna get. It'll be here Wednesday. I'll stream on Wednesday for sure. I'll test it out and I'll talk about what limitations, if any, how it compares to this particular card, because what's interesting is that I've seen from my favorite like YouTube gods of content creation, EposVox, Harris Heller, and a few other smaller channels that I really appreciate their content. They all had great comparisons or reviews of those 2 capture cards, but they seem to have given me the wrong answers. And it wasn't until I bought it and I tested it and I knew it. At least EposVox was like, hey, let me test it out, because he was kind of writing me back and forth on Twitter. At least he was willing to test out what I asked about, because it was like, you know, maybe he didn't try that, because when you read off the specs off of paper, it says this, it says that, but when you try it, things don't work. So, but tonight I'm trying it myself, and so far so good. So far so good. So when in doubt, buy it yourself through Amazon, test it out, and if you like it, if it works for what your use case, then you keep it. If not, you send it back. It's pretty simple nowadays. Except for monitors. Yes, you can buy the monitor. You have 30 days to play with it. Send it back if you don't like it. You know, but once you get that monitor and it's yours, like, I can't sell my old monitor. Who wants to buy a 2017 32-inch 1440p monitor? You know what I mean? And if I put it on eBay, I'm going to spend $200 in shipping. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I could be wrong. Maybe it's $30 shipping, 40. I don't know. I guess I'd rather sell it, I guess, than have it sitting here or throw it in the garbage. It works fine. So maybe I might end up, I just don't have the original box. That's the problem. And it's a curved monitor. So when you don't have the original box and it's a curved monitor, oh man, it's expensive to try to ship out. So I'll see if there's someone I could donate it to or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But this coffee is hitting hard. Still with me, Adam?
Demolition.
Did he
Destroy
not?
the objective.
The heck? Oh, there he is. Adam. Adam. Son. What are you doing? Wait, how did I get this gun? Oh, Adam must have messed with my weapons. Damn, dude. Adam, you messed with my weapons?
Oh,
Man.
I was too busy watching YouTube.
Okay.
Dad?
Yeah, you changed my scope and I forget how to play this game. Adam, how do I change the scope?
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello? Oh, shoot. Hello?
Hello? Should be able to hear me. Alright, let's see how to change my scope. Change class. Maybe I have to do it in between missions. That could be it. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he changed my my scope. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Whose damn side are you on?
Adam, could you hear me now? Adam. Party chat? All right.
CIA.
Hey,
we're
Vic,
almost
what's
out
up,
of
man?
time.
Bro, that was a great stream that you had, man. And it lasted a long time.
Bomb planted. Hold your positions.
Yeah, I got my son on here. He's in the other room, so he's on his PS4. And on the PS4 Pro, which is something I gave him once I got the PS5. And this is it. Actually, this is our first match. I just sat there and chatted for a while
Charges diffused.
about kind of like what I have set up here, but pretty much this is it. On my last stream, I struggled with the limitation I kept running into with the capture card, and the HDX really did fix my issue. As I mentioned earlier, I had EposVox, which I'm pretty sure you might be familiar with that channel, but him and I were going back and forth on Twitter, like he was trying to help me figure this out, because it just didn't make sense why the capture card wasn't working. The one that I typically use, which is the Evermedia Live Gamer Ultra. It's a great card if you're if you have a PC or a console, anything that doesn't require you to push a 4K 60 signal and capture at 1440. And that's the issue, is that for whatever reason, once I got this monitor and I hooked it up to the stream setup, see my last monitor was a 1440p native. It was the CHG70. It was the first HDR quote unquote monitor that ever came out in 2017, and I picked it up on a pre-order. It was like $500 back then. That was a lot of money. Oh, And so
Planted. Hold your positions.
because that was a native 1440p monitor, all I did was when I connected the PS5, 1440p wasn't an option until what, a month ago. And so it would receive a 4K signal, right? Because some 1440p monitors didn't receive 4K signal. I think he talked about that today on your stream. But that monitor did, which was great. So all it did was super sample it down to 1440p, and it looked beautiful. So I was upset that that PlayStation didn't have 1440p at launch the way the Xbox Series X did. So I was actually pretty upset about that. But the fact that it received a 4K signal was pretty nice, and it looked just fine. But it was still a 1440p signal. It was still coming through as that. So the capture card worked beautiful the whole time, and it wasn't until I got this 4K monitor that I realized, hey, what's going on here? Like, why isn't my stuff working the way it used to work? It was a bummer.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, give me a second though. It's gonna start in 5 seconds. But when I got the 4K monitor, then I wanted to obviously switch it out of 1440p mode on the PS5. When I switched it out of the 1440p mode and into the actual native 4K mode, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
We're taking control.
At that point, I was like, okay, why can't I capture at 1440? So what it comes down to is it's pretty simple. You cannot, the capture card could not capture 1440 if it was receiving a 4K signal, which is odd because most of these cards say that they can do that. And then if you add in the fact that now I'm trying to, enable VRR 120 hertz, some of these HDMI 2.1 options, and there's no capture cards that are HDMI 2.1 yet. And so this HDX is a superb card, and I recommend it already, even though it's only been like an hour that I've been messing with it. It works. It works if you are a console gamer and you want to play at 4K 60, or the game automatically, some of these games like this one, Cold War, it downscales to 1440p 120. In order to hit 120, it downsamples. And that's where it got me. Yes, I do have that. So that's what it was. I had the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra, and that's a great card. But if you want to capture 4K 60, then you have to upgrade, which is weird. If you want to capture 4K 60 while having OBS set to 1440, I know it sounds a little confusing. Let me do this real quick because I promised that I would. Adam, try to not die too much. All right, hold on a second. Let's go to desktop real quick. All right, so let me see here. Let me try to close this so I don't kill you guys. Let me show you what I mean here. So right here, oh, you know what? Let me see if I can go to studio mode. Yeah, if I go to studio mode, you guys should be able to see this. Okay, great. So I'm gonna go to gameplay. All right, perfect. Now you can see this. All right, so the PS5 video right here, okay? Right here. This is what was driving me crazy. I want to keep this at 1440 so that way people, viewers can watch the stream at a high resolution, the highest that you can really kind of go on a live stream and still get 60 frames, right? So 1440, 60. Now, before I got the HDX, what was happening is if I would go to the main home screen like this on my video game, right? If I went down to the main home screen, the video card would just not show a signal because it wouldn't capture a 4K signal, 4K 60 signal at this particular 1440p capture setting. I would have to toggle it to 1080 or 4K 30, and we're not doing that, especially if we're trying to stream at this at a high resolution. So that's what prompted me to figure out what was going on. Not to mention the fact that on the LG monitor, I would switch between AV and switching between AV. Let me turn the studio mode off. There we go. So switching between AV and PC was acting very weird, but that's because the card didn't support VRR, and on AV mode it would show that VRR. It allowed me to enable VRR, which is weird because that capture card is not a VRR enabled card, but it was. But then when I switched it to HDMI 2.1 PC, then it would just say your monitor doesn't support 14.4 VRR, which is odd, right? So I'm thinking, why would it do that? And obviously it's for compatibility reasons. That's why you have that toggle. And in this case, it actually allowed me in AV mode to play VRR, pass through VRR, even though the card is not enabled for VRR. So that's kind of cool, but everything else to me was a drag. So by having the HDX now, everything works the right way, where if I go into this setting here, and this is what I was trying to explain to EposVox, but I don't think it was, unless I speak to him on the phone, it's almost impossible. But this is what I was trying to explain. When you go here, and the resolution is 4K. Oh wait, let me switch screens. Game. All right, let me hide my monitor real quick so you can see it's blocking me out. There it is. Boop. All right. So right here you can see it's set to 4K, but this particular game that downsamples to 1440 in order to hit 120 hertz. And before, when I was using the other capture card in AV mode, it would hit just like this, and you could only see the stream could only show while I was playing this game. As soon as I shut off the game and go back to the PS5 main menu, it would go black, because at that point it goes back to the 4K 60 signal. So even though it's set to 4K, right, the game, it temporarily changes it to 1440. So the capture card would work, and then it wouldn't work once I go back to the main menu, which is kind of weird. And so then I would switch to HDMI 2.1 PC mode, and in that case, it would this particular game, it would say 4K right here, but in PC mode, it would change this to 1080 120. So it was acting very weird. Nothing made sense. Nobody knew why, and now everything works the right way, and I'm able to put it back to PC, HDMI 2.1 PC mode, and everything works. VRR enabled, automatic, whereas before it was just saying, when I would put it here, it would say your monitor doesn't support, VRR or whatever. So, but as you see, it did. It was there a second ago. This is only doing this because I did it in the middle of a game, but otherwise it works just fine. So, and Brett, if you're still here, thank you very much for recommending the HDX card. That solved my problem. And now I'm able to play all these games at 1440p. I can play them at 1440p 120 while being able to stream it at 1440p 60, because you can't stream at 120. They don't support that yet through the internet. So, what's up with your mic? Isn't that working? It's dying. You need to plug it in.
Oh.
Yeah, plug it in.
Dad,
but join up so we can play a couple rounds.
Wait, what? Didn't I join you?
Yeah, it timed out.
Oh.
Go in there and join me. Just triangle and then square.
Yeah, I couldn't hear your voice at all.
All right, so let me let's test it out. Let's see how it looks. So far, it looks beautiful. I hear you now, loud and clear, Adam. There we go. But yeah, any other questions, let me know, because I could show you. Oh, another thing that I wanted to show you here real quick. Let me go back to the desktop view real quick. Trying to remember some of the things that we talked about. Let me go here. Studio mode. Let me show you. Oh, so here's my settings for YouTube. and you could pretty much copy these for the most part. I'm actually streaming on Wi-Fi, which I know is like a no-no in the stream community, but I have a pretty good, like a 1 gigabit internet connection, and I use Orbi mesh network routers, and I have the mesh node, like one of the satellites, connected directly to my Thunderbolt hub, which is connected to the MacBook. And so it is Wi-Fi, but it's, you know, hard connected somewhat, but it does work. And this is the bit rate that I use. So despite whatever issues YouTube's having for the night, there it is right there. So 9,000 kilobits is working for me. So you could probably, you know, 8,000, you can get away with that. And then as you already saw my actual capture in the settings, but this is my output. So 9,000, and audio, the first track 320. So you could have, hopefully my audio sounds good, but there it is. And I'm just using a Wave XLR interface, but any USB mic's fine. And let me go to, there's so many different ways to go about it, but that's basically the main thing really that most people struggle with. Nothing really crazy here. OBS 28 does have new options for HDR, which is really, really cool. I'm waiting to watch a couple videos to really get my head wrapped around it, because it also has a built-in tone mapping, so I can play a HDR, which I'm doing right now. I can play HDR and then you guys just see SDR, which is pretty cool. But to be able to capture an output at HDR is available, and I just have to figure that out somewhere in here. I can't change it now because in the middle of a stream, but there is a spot right in here, so that'll be some fun testing there. So that'll give me something to play with. But there it is. There's that. Then as far as yeah, no problem, man. Of course. The other thing that I wanted to show you is how I have my let me go to this real quick so you can see. And if you plan on streaming more, I know Brett was asking me a second ago, he's thinking about getting a Stream Deck. It's great. You could use it for all types of shortcuts on your PC or Mac, but I just use it for streaming purposes. But let me pull up the website, and none of my mods are here tonight. This is like I normally never stream at this point of the night, but let me go website. I have a couple of mods that help me set up this stuff, but for the most part, this is how it's going to be. Streamlabs. And once you log in, go to dashboard. Here we go. Brett says he was looking at the 15 button for streams, basically. Yeah, oh yeah, the shorter one. Yeah, you don't need a 32. I went overboard with the 32, but I have a bad habit of going overboard. I spent a lot of resources and money on stuff for my small channel. I started the channel about 1.5 years ago, and I drummed up, you know, my first 1,000 subscribers fairly quick, but then it just slowed down because I put a lot less work into the channel, and I'm trying to figure out what my niche will be, you know. So I mean, I only have like 3 hours a week to dedicate to YouTube, unfortunately, but I love it, man. All right, so CloudBot. So CloudBot looks like you already have that part set up. Your commands here, and I think once I dig through it, one of these days I'll kind of remember more. But pretty much, you have your custom ones. So your default ones are here, and the default ones you can change some of the stuff. But the ones that I like is this one here. Let me see if I can, the queue. So let's say I want to have sometimes you have to turn it off and on. I don't know why. If you ever have problems with it not working, turn it off and then turn it back on, and it seems to work. So let's see here. Let's clear them out. If you want to do like a multiplayer stream with some of your viewers, you can use this, and then you can just open queue, and whoever in the chat room types in !join can join, which is really, really cool. So you see there, it says a queue has opened. So if someone types in exclamation join, and a lot of times when I have streams, I'll have, you know, about 6 or 7 people that typically join, and they just type in the command, and that way whoever the first 3 people that type the command, I'll bring them into my multiplayer matches, and then you can rotate out, and it's really, really fun. So there's that. So the queue is really cool. So I recommend activating that one. And then loyalty is the one also that you have, which is really, really cool, where you can add the points, and then there's the settings for all of that, and you can get creative with it. This is, the store. Then you also want to come here. The store, you can go in here and create a new item. This is what I was talking about. Here's the air horn. I got a couple different ones. So, and it's just fun too, because sometimes you're bored, and you know, or if somebody comes in your stream and they want to say hi to you, they can do it this way, and it's free. So, you know, I just got monetized not too long ago, like a month ago or something, 2 months ago. But before I was monetized, this was the only way for people to really like, you know, have alerts. So for example, if I type in redeem air horn, hopefully it works this time. Then in the middle of the stream, you should see, if your viewer has enough points, that is. Oh wait, I didn't have it set up on this particular view. Hold on, I forgot about that. I didn't add the widget. So for example, let's say I'm in the game. So I'm in the game, and let me type in another one and go here. So for example, if they type in redeem, I have another one called gun. So if they type this in, then this should pop up at some point. There it is. Yep. So did that work? Desktop view, gameplay view, preview. Yeah, gameplay. Yeah, that worked. So, you know, to me, it's just fun, you know? I mean, it's really cool. And then I added, what is this one? Undertaker. And there's a way, one of my moderators was telling me there's a way where you as the streamer, you get unlimited points, but I don't know if he actually added that yet or not, but redeem Undertaker. This is actually my new favorite one. Hope I didn't run out of, and then you can give money to people or points. Ultimate, what's up, man? Yes. Love it. Ultimate, man, I'm just playing around, showing off some of my stream settings. I was visiting Victor's reality channel earlier today, and I noticed that he had some questions around streaming and stuff like that. So I'm like, dude, I don't have a big following, but I got a couple of members that really know how to use this stuff. And I learned 90% of this stuff from, you know, my small community. So thank you, and shout out to Ultimate for helping out with this stuff. But it's really cool, and a lot of the stuff, you don't just take a couple hours to. I think I did these, and like, let's say you wanted to create one from scratch. Remember, you just click on store, you hit create new item. Wait, could you guys, am I showing this to you guys? Now I'm confused on what you guys are seeing. Oh yeah, let me switch over here. Desktop view. There we go. Okay, so you let me cancel so you can see. Once you click on store, you click on create new item, and then when you click on create new item, you're gonna choose. See, I actually don't know what access code is yet or stuff like that. But let's say sound effect, right? That's kind of my favorite one. And then let's say you want to do like a screaming lady or something. Just type in whatever, scream. And then item description, I don't know, screaming lady. Then there's, in case you don't want them to spam, not that you would have somebody that immature, but you know, you have some controls there. You hit next, and then you can even pick a cool little thumbnail, and that's really for you. I don't think they see it, or maybe they can, I forget, but you can pick a thumbnail for that. And then the sound file, there's a website that I got these from just called Sound Effects, and you could just find a funny, cool sound effect, and then you pick it from your browser, you know what I mean? And you add it to that. Once you do that, I mean, it'll walk you right through it. And then over here on the bottom, it'll show you what the command is, and you can create your own command. So for example, you're going to type in what you want it to be. I typed in Undertaker, and then all they have to do is type in !redeem space Undertaker, and that's it. It's that easy. I know I need to add some more, but these are the ones I have for now. Just enough to keep people busy and stuff like that. I have a lot of the majority of the people that visit my stream are usually high school. I have some that are like elementary school, like my son, he's 10 years old, so a lot of his little friends subscribe, and I mainly just play video games with my friends, and that's it. That's simple as that. But they like this stuff, man, and I'm an old man. I'm in my 40s and I like it, so why not? It's free. All they have to do is participate in the stream and hang out and have a good time. So I think it's a win-win. Of course, would I prefer people to use the what do they call it, the super chat? Yeah, of course, but knowing that the majority of my small community are people that probably just live at home and don't have full-time jobs, I don't expect that. I have a couple of viewers that are just like me, and they're grown and they work 9-to-5 jobs when they can. Great. I have a couple members now, which is pretty cool, but I really want to think of what could I commit to that I know I can deliver for members. And my members is only $2.99 a month or something, and the money that I spend on this stuff is way more than I would ever get back from YouTube. But God, you never know. If I end up not working full time, I'll have more time to put into this, you know what I mean? So it's just a balancing act, man. And I think I overthink things too much. That's my issue, right, Ultimate? But that's pretty much it. I really like the store. I like the queue to organize, who's going to jump in the rotation next. And I do use Stream Elements for my stream layouts. I only use Stream Labs for this. I only use it for this. Everything else I use on Stream Elements, and I can share on another time why I do that. But in a nutshell, I do that because I feel that Stream Elements is better if your computer crashes, your motherboard dies, whatever the case is. Instead of recreating your stream layout, if you choose to have one, that is, like this type of stuff, this, and I just have basic stuff. I don't have any fancy stuff yet, but all these little things here require your layout, and I don't want to have to rebuild that once I have it. So by using Stream Elements, it's stuck on their server. So when I switched to Mac a couple months ago, I switched from PC to Mac. On Mac OS everything. That's why I wanted this LG monitor to be compatible, and thank you for responding to your prior video. But I wanted the Mac OS to look beautiful with my monitor because I do my editing on this thing, and I wanted it to also be great for gaming, next gen console. So far in the 4 days that I've had this monitor, I feel like it does check all the boxes. I love the fact that it scales beautifully on Mac OS, especially coming from a 1440p monitor. It didn't look that great, and it was like, oh, what's going on here? But that's just the way the Mac OS works and how it scales. But this is perfect. The 4K, it's not Retina, so it's not like 218 ppi. But if I buy an Apple display for $1,600, I can't plug in my PS5 into it. So why would I spend $1,600 for something that I could only use Mac OS on? So yeah, it is, it's Retina, 5K, blah, blah, blah. And there's some corny workarounds. To me, it's not worth it. But to my surprise, if you use a bidirectional display port, USB-C to display port, you can get 144 hertz. Hey, there we go. Hey, thanks for waking me up, man. Actually, I'm like talking over my words because I started drinking this at the beginning of the stream, and I am like zooted. And I'm chatty already to begin with. But thank you for the air horn. By the way, guys, thank you so much for smashing the like button. It means a lot and it costs you guys nothing. But every once in a while, YouTube does put my little streams out there, and random people find my channel. I'm always like, how'd you find me? Like, oh, I don't know, you showed up on YouTube. I'm like, finally, YouTube, doing your job. But anyhow, But that explains that. But as far as being able to game on it, it's beautiful. Oh, and by the way, when you connect it to a Mac, and I know Brett's a Mac user as well, this thing turns on immediately. When your Mac goes to sleep, most other monitors, including my Samsung CHG70, that thing took like 10 seconds to like light up. This thing, as long as you connect it from USB-C to DisplayPort, as soon as you tap the space button, this bad boy, this LG 32 monitor that I have, it lights up just as fast as the MacBook. That's really good. So a lot of people talk about that and like, oh, you know, to me it's a big deal. So I have an older, cheaper LG that I use as a monitor, as a portrait monitor, and that one, it does take about 3 seconds, but I only use that to look at like settings. So if you're really like into streaming, you're gonna want to have a portrait monitor off to the side because it's easier to do that than like looking at your cell phone. But now I have 3 monitors, right? I have, and I'm going to make a video, guys. Yeehaw! I'm gonna make a video showing my particular desk setup because I think it's somewhat unique in nature, especially because, you know, the PS5, the Mac, and everything. But the way I have it is like a 3 monitor setup. So I have my Mac here on a nice little stand, my MacBook with the beautiful monitor, you know, 120 hertz, ProMotion, you know, Retina screen. Then I have right now currently the 32-inch GQ950 as the main monitor, and then off to the right of that there's that little portrait monitor, and that's just like a cheap LG that I've spent like $200 on, 1440p. But I have all my settings here, my main view here, and then all my stuff here. So it's pretty cool. And you know, so far, I mean, I think it's just as I saved $600 compared to buying an Apple monitor. And not only did I save that money, actually I paid $950 for this monitor because I bought it from Amazon. It was like an open box, and I was worried. I'm like, damn, you know, buying a used monitor, like. But luckily LG, if you go to the settings, it has a little spot where it tells you how many hours, and the person who had it only had it for like 26 hours. So that's pretty good. 26 hours, that's like a brand new monitor. I didn't have any of the issues that that Victor had with the, you know, how it was dim. I don't know, or maybe they had the issue and they decided to return it, or maybe they wanted a curved monitor. I don't know, but I ran some basic tests from like you know, like dead pixels. I don't see anything wrong with it. And so $950 is a pretty good deal, you know, compared to what I was looking at the Apple display for $1,600. You know, and I do miss having the Samsung GH7032. It had a slight curve. It was a 1800R curve, just ever so slightly, but it had the edges of the monitor were closer to like my peripheral vision. And I'm still getting used to going back to a flat monitor. And I did want to get the Neo G7, and that's why I was asking Victor, like, dude, like between these two, and that's a popular. If you go to his channel, guys, check it out, subscribe, please. But it's a lot of people ask about those two particular monitors. The newer Samsung monitors, I had the first gen HDR monitor, which was a piece of crap, but the new ones, they have like a 1000R curve, so it's a much bigger pronounced curve. And I don't know if, especially for like editing photos and video, like I don't know if that's going to distract me, you know what I mean? So like I said, I was trying to find a happy medium between like a editing monitor and a gaming monitor. So, but what I would love, if this particular monitor had a slight 1800R curve, that would be perfect, you know. So that's not going to happen. Or on the flip side, if the Neo G7, instead of it being a 1000R curve, if it was an 1800R curve, I would have bought that without a question. Another oddball thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me drop. Hey, I'm not sure if Ultimate's still here, but let me just drop a couple things here to help out, because I love to help people out with these things. As you see, I get all nerdy out on it. Let's see. Discord. There's about 70 people in my Discord so far, but that's the easiest place to kind of chit chat. And then oh, you're still here? Awesome. I was just gonna have you drop some links. Twitter. I think I have a Twitter there. PSN network. Yeah, hit me up on all those things. But yeah, if the Neo G7 had a less pronounced curve, I definitely would have just jumped on that one. But as I mentioned at the start of the stream, my previous monitor, guys, only had 8 local dimming zones, compared to what I have now currently has 32 dimming zones. So for me personally, that's a huge upgrade from 8 dimming zones to 32. I know it's nothing like, you know, like the M8 or the Neo G7s, but going from 8 to 32 is a nice little jump. And this thing is super bright compared to my Samsung GH70. That thing wasn't bright at all. And it just, I looked at my Mac screen, my MacBook screen, and then I would look at my main screen, it would look horrible. It was depressing. So to me, 950 bucks, well worth it.
Finally.
Yeah, we can load up. Go.
Dad, is
Get
your
on
mic
there.
off?
Well, let's do some matches.
Is your mic off?
Oh, you sound good.
No, is your mic off?
Huh?
Is your mic off?
No, my mic is on.
You turn it off a little bit.
Sure. My son wants to know why there's a little tool next to his username. It's because I added him as a moderator. So
I could ban someone or something?
yes, but you know what? Don't get too crazy with it, because then I have to take those rights away from you, okay?
Can I be the owner? Like the owner
No.
assistant?
You could be a moderator, not an administrator.
Can I be an administrator, pretty please?
No. Let's jump on some games though.
What does administrator do?
All right, perfect. So, hey, Ultimate, did you finally get this particular game reinstalled? Let me know if you did. Because what I like about these Call of Duty type of games, these little multiplayer, we can get like what, 4 people, 5 people in a match, whereas one of the battle royale games, you know, you could only have like 2 or 3 of your friends, which is okay. But on nights where we have 10 people in here, it'd be nice to have some games like this where a bunch of us can get in there at once, and it'd be less of a rotation. Ah, no worries, man. No worries. I figured we'll do a couple, because I want to test out a couple games. I really want to enjoy this monitor for the next week or so, because in about 3 weeks I have to make my decision if I'm going to keep it or send it back to Amazon. I really want to try that Sony M8, and hopefully Victor will make a video. Now it says Victor's Reality. Is your name Victor? Because I don't want to screw up your name, bro. But anyhow, those are the 2 that I would like to see. I would like to see the M8 versus the Neo G7, and also the M8 versus the 32 GQ950. Those 2 would be awesome. It is Victor. Okay, cool, man. Perfect. All right, all right, Adam, you ready? I don't know what's up with his headset. I think it died, but let's get a quick play. Hey, Adam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you lower the volume of that, whatever you're listening to, man? Just lower the volume, please. Thank you. All right. Am I in the right section? Yes. All right, here we go. Quick match. All right, let's see. All right, Adam, focus, man. Let's get some wins here, okay? Otherwise, I'll ground you. If you don't get at least 15 kills, I'll take your tablet away. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. Even though he's level 28, I'm level 14. That's pretty bad. What's up, Ultimate? How's your week been, man? Sorry I didn't get to stream at all until this super late stream, but
Someone else is on? Dad, look at the little doggy. Look at the doggy. Oh man, it was a little doggy.
let me change my background music. I use sound stripes so that way I don't have issues. But yeah, I did hear about like YouTube being able to like let us play like real music. I want to be able to have like music that I like on my background. I use Soundstripe,
Any results?
and let me go to Soundstripe. And they just have like, you know, random playlists and stuff like that. But it's like $20 a month, I think, and you can play their music. So they have different like styles and genres, but it's not the same as like wanting to play real music that you normally listen to. All right, let's so I know you guys can't see this, but it's it's 120, so I'm getting 1440p 120 right now. It's so nice to finally be able to have above 60 frames on a console.
Yeah, it's super.
Like, I wanted HDMI 2.1 compatible monitor for a long time. So I went this long. Here it is. Now HDMI 2.1 capture cards, that's going to be great. So I would say by next year we're going to start seeing HDMI 2.1 compatible capture cards. We already have HDMI 2.1 splitters. Switches. So we have that already. So we're getting closer.
Hey, Dad.
Yes. Yes, Adam.
If I get the best game, I get 2,800 V-Bucks. Deal?
I don't know. I just gave you V-Bucks, man. Guys, if you have kids, like, get them away from Fortnite. Fortnite is the devil.
Bomb planted. Hold your position.
All right, so I haven't played this game in a while. I gotta remember how to change my my setup. So I don't like this scope right now. I think I have to wait till after, or maybe when I die. When I die, I'm gonna see if I can switch it up.
No,
Whew, that scared me.
go on menu, and then if it says change class, that's how you change it.
Got him. Back up. Okay.
Hey, Dad.
Adam, stay behind me, Adam.
Activated.
Oh, there's two of them right here. Okay, there's one right here. Got him. Ooh, that was a
Triple kill.
I just got a triple kill, Adam.
Look at all my guns. Look it up. Better.
Okay.
Better.
Whew. And the response time is more than acceptable. More than acceptable. Okay. Ah, no. Oh, thank you. Oh, they got me. They got me fair and square.
They keep camping and hiding. It's like they're. It's like. Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, where is he shooting me at?
Got him.
Kill.
Tango down.
Charge is set.
Oh, that's bright. That was bright. Oh, man.
Oh my God, it sounded so funny.
Let me see here. Okay, defend B. Okay, I'm heading to B, Adam. Head to B. Whoa. But yeah, guys, add me up on PSN as well. So if you guys ever want to get in some games. Whoa.
That was easy.
Some sound effects that I have tied onto my stream deck. Oh.
Hostile spy plane
Okay.
established overhead.
See, when that grenade blew up, this monitor got super bright when it was...
Oh,
Okay. All right, Adam. Right behind you.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Alright, Dad.
Got you. I got your back. Got him.
Tango down.
Bro, again, I hate it when they sniper people. JK is... Bro, this Reddit, bro.
Oh, they got me.
There's bus necklace. Oh, look, now I unlocked the Molotov. Yes, sir.
All right, I'm right behind you, Adam.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think I'm starting to like this the scope that you put on my gun. Rather than changing it, I'm just gonna adapt to it.
Daddy, I'm gonna assassinate this person.
Okay, thank you. Oh, okay, all right. I got slow reaction time. Yeah, the sound effects are really fun too. You could just tie some directly into your Stream Deck and then just tap the button and it plays it. And then of course, that one, those are the ones that you just tap whenever you want. And then of course you have the different sound effects for your viewers. They can unlock. Yeah, if you want to practice one, just try it right now. Just type in exclamation point redeem. Try the air horn one. So just type in what is it? Exclamation redeem space air horn. Air horn is one word. So exclamation point redeem altogether space air horn and see if that works. And then there's also a little option that you can add. And by the way, all this could be done on Windows. You don't have to have a Mac. Most people stream on Windows. Like I said, I'm trying to be like a leader in the Mac streamer world. And I want to start uploading videos maybe around this topic, because that way I can help other streamers. And I've had a couple of big channels come to me and ask for help, which is great, you know, like, wow, these people got like 30,000 subscribers and they're coming to me for help, you know, which is great, you know. And whenever I can, I try to jump on their streams and stuff and just kind of, you know, hang out there for a bit, because I like to be involved in different communities. Meet a lot of cool people that way. And then you learn stuff along the way.
Auxiliary inbound.
Oh man. All right. Let me refocus. Okay, yeah, definitely ultimate. I appreciate that. Yep. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Auxiliary inbound.
Yeah, we're gonna spice up the stream a little bit.
Not the outcome we were looking for.
Round lost.
Chin up, we're not done
Of course
yet.
they're gonna camp. Yeah, no, that's this one, the one that likes to... I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's... Yeah, good job. Yay.
That guy did pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, bush neckline, dude was killing it. Let me start this this stream list here. Where is this thing?
Dad,
Yes, Adam.
love you.
I love you too, buddy. There we go.
Pledge.
Little background music. Assault pack. What is this? Assault pack. God, I don't know what that was.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, okay, so I can pick up your gear. All right. I haven't played games like this in a while. I've been playing a lot of oh, that looked good. Where'd he go? Right over here. A lot of Apex Legends. So that's the game that we primarily stream on here. But I think I'm trying to shift away from that. You know what I mean? I want to be able to get more into the fast action, fast pace. After 2 years of playing Apex Legends, I just want to switch it up a bit. I'll still play it, of course. Oh, God.
Oh my God,
Easy, easy, easy. Oh, oh, oh.
Alright.
Okay. Oh god, where's he coming? Oh, he's up top. Okay. See, he likes to camp up there. He likes to camp up there. And I forgot about grenades.
Hostile sentry turret active.
Forgot about that.
When people camp,
Oh, 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 that's my teammate. Okay.
that's me, Dad.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a grenade at you.
Dad, you can't kill me anyways, but...
Alright. By the way, is the background music too loud, Ultimate? I have it set to like 34%.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
My kill. Bro, thanks.
They're gone.
I just got a double kill somehow, so happy about that. It's good? Alright, cool, man. Thanks.
That was easy. Man cannon, yes sir. I can kill some kids in one shot. Oh, that's you. Oh my god, bro.
Oh, damn.
I will avenge you, Daddy. Got him. Oh, man.
Okay.
Bro, this kid, bro. Going stuck. I couldn't even see him.
Oh, oh, okay. That scared me.
Bomb is armed.
I should probably test out some racing games too, even though I don't normally like racing games, but I want to test out different genres. Uh-oh, down over here. Oh my god. I thought it was Apex Legends. I tried to mark it. You know when you mark them?
Detected in your AO.
And instead of marking it, threw the grenade.
Artillery targeting detected.
Note to self.
Echo. Incoming artillery.
Oh gosh.
Hostile sentry turret active.
Another weird thing that
MI6 to your nearest.
another I would say, I don't know, weird, but I've heard a couple people talk about it also, is that when I'm playing the PS5, the other input is not available at all. So the display port is what I have my MacBook connected to, and for some reason like when I move my mouse between my three monitors, it goes from the third monitor directly back to my MacBook, which means that there's no signal on the display port while I'm playing on the HDMI port. That's weird, because with the Samsung, it was there. So I don't, that's kind of odd. I mean, it's not a big deal because all I have to do is just toggle it back to, but it's like while I'm playing HDMI, display port is like dead. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, just something to note. All right, upgrade time. Yeah, man, thanks for stopping by. Absolutely, man. Any questions, whatever, we'll link up, man. And thanks for adding me on Twitter, PSN, and all that stuff. Guys, please subscribe to his channel. He's got an amazing channel. The guy is awesome, man. He knows his stuff, man. Great content. Sometimes I get inspiration from just watching random channels, even though they have nothing to do with like the type of channel that I have. It just makes me want to keep going. And his channel is one of them. For real. All right, Adam, let's do another one of these matches, and then we're going to probably switch up to a different game. We could try... See, he can't play Apex Legends until he's 13. I don't know why they do that. What is it? EA? Yeah. Electronic Arts, please. If they're allowed to play games like Call of Duty, why can't they play, games like Apex Legends? Call of Duty is more like bloody. It's gory. That doesn't make any sense. They can play this game, but they can't play that one. Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And I know it's not PlayStation's fault. It's an EA server limitation, but come on. Really? I gotta say, I made a really good cup of coffee, boy. I put a little bit of honey in it, some brown sugar, just a little bit, little tiny bit. And it tasted good. It was still, you know, black coffee, because I don't put cream or anything in there. Still considered black coffee, but it was just good. Oh yeah, I remember this map. Oh yeah. Dude, we used to love this map. Remember this one, Ultimate? We used to, woo. And guys, this monitor that I'm playing right now, if it wasn't for Victor's Reality, I wouldn't even have known about it, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even have known about it. This is a real good monitor. What a huge upgrade compared to my last one. The technology from 2017 to 2022 is a pretty big jump. Pretty big jump.
I'm gonna go get a water.
Pretty big. Okay, yeah, yep, okay.
I need to continue playing. I am a pro. I need to
Yeah. Well, Adam, you're doing good, man. I got to give you credit. You're hanging in the stream. You're not being too rowdy and wild and crazy. You know, you're still being you. And I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. So, yeah, this screen, right? What I'm playing right now, this is a 4K monitor. And it goes all the way up to 165 hertz. Okay? This bad boy, whoops, goes up to 165 hertz. I'll post a little link on Discord to show you guys so you can check it out. It is bad, bro. And remember that I really wanted a monitor that worked well with PlayStation and Mac. This one is doing that. It works perfect with the Mac. It looks really good at 4K. And on the PS5, so far, I'm loving it. The HDR is super bright, not dull like how my other monitor looked. And now it only has 32 dimming zones compared to like 1,000 dimming zones. So the contrast, the performance of HDR, like it is on a television, it's not to that level. But with the technology that this has, and it makes up for it in overall brightness. It makes up for it like in the color. You know, and I'm not like a monitor guy. I mean, he is, and he likes it. So. And he makes some really good points on his videos about like the pros and cons and the limitations between the different kind of technologies, you know, when you're choosing between different monitors. And even if you don't plan on buying a monitor, like it's just entertaining to watch. And I just love this channel. I was like, damn, I spent like 3 hours on his stream just before I hopped on mine. Oh, look at this guy right there. Get him. Got him. Yeah. Well, that's fun. Yeah, this it's a beast monitor, man. It really is. I mean, the regular price is $1,300. And remember, the Apple display that I really wanted was $1,600. So I got this used on Amazon for $950. It's a lot of money. You know, and so for about a little bit more, you can get one that has 1,000 dimming zones, HDR, super curved monitor, like the new version of my old monitor, basically. The new version of my old monitor is a beast, but it's so curved. It's much more pronounced, the curve. And not only is it more pronounced, but it's editing a picture or video on a big curve like that, I feel like it might just be a little too much, you know, just, you know, for gaming, it's perfect, but I want something that's gaming, editing, you know what I mean? Like a hybrid of sorts. I think, and this so far is checking off all the check marks, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is, yeah, exactly. So yeah, the model is the LG 32, well, it's in the title of the stream. That's what it is. And $1,300 regular price. I paid $950. And like I said, I sold my GoXLaw mixer. I sold it, so I kind of used that money towards it. You know what I mean? I'm also selling my GTX 1080 graphics card for $300, which is a really good deal. I'm also selling a couple other items, so you know, I'm selling things that I'm not using and then just putting that towards what I want, you know. So I feel like I'm trying to justify my expensive purchase by like selling things that I don't use anymore. It feels good. I think you know, I feel like I justified it, you know. Plus, I bought it used while it's on sale, so I mean, save what? I saved $350 off retail price.
Enemy RCXD detected.
It was brand new. Like literally, you know, whoever bought it decided that they didn't want it, they sent it back. I couldn't find any flaws with this thing, and the only flaws that I thought I had on my last stream, it turned out that it was the what do you call it? The capture card. My capture card that I was using was the reason why I was having this issue with the monitor. I thought it was the monitor, or I didn't know what it was, but the graphics card, not the graphics card, the capture card, which is the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra. It's great. It's the best card that money can buy, as long as you're not trying to capture a 4K signal and convert it to capture a 1440p while playing at 4K. It just wouldn't work. I had to do all these weird workarounds. So I buy this new one, the Elgato HDX. This capture card, it supports the VRR, right? Variable refresh rate. So PlayStation 5 added that feature last month along with 1440p native, and this monitor here supports HDMI 2.1, so it supports 120 frames. Right now I'm playing PlayStation 5 at 120 frames per second. The last time I had that was when I was a PC gamer. I haven't been a PC gamer in a long time, so I finally get to play video games at 120 frames per second on console. So it does downscale it to 1440 in order to hit that. So let me show you real quick. All right, if I go to the main monitor, the main screen real quick, and let me show you here. Now this is what I was showing to Victor also. I'm not sure if you were here for this one, but as you see, it's set to 4K, right? And remember, back in the day, there was no 1440p native, but there it is. So when they also added 1440p, they also added VRR, which is variable refresh rate, which this it's off now, but I can turn it on. But watch this. Even though it's set to 4K, right? Check this out. The game downscales it to 1440 because consoles truly can't do 4K 120 yet, right? PS6 and the Xbox X1 will, but currently, in order for them to hit that 120 frames per second, they downscale the 4K signal to 1440. And that's fine, like you said. It still looks super great. You know what I mean? But me being able to play 4K 60 is beautiful. It looks even better. 4K 60 is fine. 60 frames per second is fine. I've been doing it for the last 2 years. But, you know, playing at a little bit of a lower resolution to get 120 frames, that is a pretty cool option. You know, and not all games support the 120, but you have a choice. You can run it at 4K 60 or 1440p 120. And now I can do that while still being able to stream to you guys with this brand new capture card. So with this new capture card that supports VRR and this new monitor, this is a perfect upgrade for my stream. You know, I get to enjoy you know, the best of the options available to the PS5 without being limited during a stream. So I think this is a really good mix up here. Oh, they got me. Yeah. Most people, I think if you're a gamer, you know what I mean. That you're gonna choose. You're a gamer. You're gonna choose that exactly. You know, but you know, I'm willing to play like for the games that only support 4K 60. That's absolutely fine because I'll be honest with you, I can't tell that much of a difference between 60 and 120. I know you can't. Yes, you could tell, but to me, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not super competitive, so certain games I want to play at 4K 60, you know, rather than downscale to 1440. Now, being that now I have an actual 4K monitor, right? Now that I have an actual 4K monitor, yes, I do want to play some games at 4K. And so before, everything was 1440 no matter what, which is fine, right? So, but I chose the 4K not for gaming. I'd rather stay at 1440p native, to be honest with you guys, for gaming. The reason I chose the 4K monitor is for when I'm using the MacBook, when I'm using, you know, what I mean, when I'm doing the editing and the browsing. So that's why. But now that the PS5 is super flexible, hey, now I got the best of both worlds. So I really feel like I might end up just keeping this monitor, you know what I mean? You know, the only other downside I can think of is it runs very hot and warm, so it does get warm in here again. So it is what it is. Good job, Adam. Let's see here. I say good job. And we also finally figured out how to connect. I guess there was some sort of software update that we can do party chat between PS4 and PS5. So for a while you couldn't do that. So you could do it now. So he cannot play Apex, which sucks. Can't play Apex. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, the next rig is definitely going to be that, because think about it now. Now you have the 30 series cards that are finally available to the public, right? Because before you had to be a millionaire. The 40 series cards are about to come out, but you know, that's people that just have money to drop. I'm staying with the console. I'm happy with 1440p 120 and 4K 60. So, especially because the games are optimized for the PlayStation, so you know that you're gonna have a smooth gameplay. With the money I spent on the MacBook, I cannot build a PC. I will not be going back to PC gaming. But if that's your main focus, then yeah, this is a great time to build a game. Even if you build a 30 series RTX, if you build a RTX card or gaming rig that is, you know, dude, that's sick, man. You know, RTX 3070 and above, you're gonna be loving life. You're gonna be hitting 4K 120, no problem. You know, as long as you have your settings like medium to medium high. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. That's amazing. But yes, there's also people out there that could build a rig of, like, let's say somebody wants to play 1440p at 140 frames, right? Or 1440p at 120, and they don't want to play console. They want to have a PC so they could do their homework on it. They could watch Netflix on it. They could do PC gaming on it. Then a GTX 1080 is a perfect card for that, because you guys remember I was hitting 1440p at like over 100 frames. You know what I mean? So, and I was playing at like high settings. If I was to lower the settings, you know, so there's people out there that they rather have a top of the line processor, a top of the line motherboard, and then they can, you know, they don't have to have a top of the line graphics card. Well, guess what? At that point, they can buy my card. So yeah, I posted it up there at $300 or best offer. So if somebody offers me $270, they're gonna get the GTX 1080. I'm just gonna I have the original package too, the original box. I'm gonna sell that bad boy because I'm not using it, and I don't want to keep something that I'm not using. If it's sitting here collecting dust, I need to dust it off and try to make something back from it to justify all the other purchases that I'm making. I can't just, you know, have stuff here. But I've sold quite a few things, you know. I might even, I mean, even these cameras that I bought, did I need to get a A7S III? No, that was a mistake. I should have just kept my A7C and been done with that, you know, because you know, come on, man, you know. But you know, especially the A7S III, it's not even like a photo-centric camera; it's a video-centric camera. But hey, I have it. I could always sell it off for something money, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm trying to sell all the other things that add up, but I definitely don't need. Where I'd rather keep some of these things, and it's just a matter of putting it to use. Like the Sony the Sony ZV-1, that I had a 90-day trial period. I think I have about maybe 40 days left, and I have to decide: do I want to keep that, or because that was $700? I could literally send it back to Amazon and put that $700 right back to my credit card. The reason I bought that particular camera, even though I have a A7S III, is because the A7S III is more of a studio camera. It's big boy. The A7C, it's a beautiful full frame stream cam, plus it takes great, like 24 megapixel camera. Like it takes good, like it's all around great camera. But the ZV-1, it fits in my pocket, and the quality is nowhere near these guys because it's a small, but it's better than iPhone. And it's you get you could adjust the settings, but it fits in your pocket. So having a mirrorless camera that fits in your pocket, way better than iPhone, right? Much more control, blurry background, legit, not like fake iPhone versions where they use software to make it look blurry, but like real bokeh. I figured that's a great purchase. You know what I mean? It used to be $800 or $890, but that's something that I probably won't use as much as I thought. So I have to look that up because I could always repurchase that later on. You know what I mean? And it might, maybe even for cheaper. But I know, ultimately, it's the truth, man. It really is. Like, you nailed it with that. It is a pocketable camera. It's you know what I mean? Brett, absolutely, man. Have a great night. Thank you for hanging out, man, as always. And again, guys, Brett's the one that gave me the idea of the HDX card, and it's go Elgato, and sure enough, it worked, man. That fixed my problem. So thank you for that, Brett, and hopefully you got some value out of some of the stuff that I shared today on my setup here. So yeah, man, have a great night, brother. But yeah, so having the pocketable camera, it's pretty good. I think whenever I go on vacation and stuff like that, I don't want to lug around these heavier cameras. I'd rather use these for more studio settings or like local around the area. But if I'm going to travel like to Orlando or Puerto Rico or something, like, you know what I mean? That's when the ZV-1 really comes in clutch, So, like I said, I bought it used. I saved like, I think like $100 or something like that. So, so I don't know. So everything else, like I said, I'm getting rid of stuff bit by bit. But yeah, see what other, so you mentioned yeah, dude, Orlando's super fun, man. Did you ever live here or you just came to visit?
Status.
Yes, Adam?
I'm actually going to bed. I'm really tired.
Okay, buddy. Good night. Have a good night. Sleep well. Love you, buddy. Thank you for hanging out on stream.
You're welcome. Can we stream tomorrow?
Yeah, we could probably stream tomorrow. That sounds good. I realize it's almost 11, so he's like tired. Yep, stream tomorrow. I'm probably gonna get off soon here in a little bit anyways. All right, love you too, buddy. Yeah, Universal. Universal's awesome. Adam, myself, and my wife, we just went to Universal like 3 weeks ago. We went to the Halloween Horror Nights, and it was so fun. We did the Mummy ride like 3 times. It's our favorite roller coaster because it's not like super crazy scary. It's really fun. So the Mummy ride is the best for us. They have other rides I'm a little scared to get on because I'm kind of like a bitch like that. But we got on that. We got on the Transformers ride. We got on the Men in Black ride. That's a crap ride. But we did like 3 haunted houses. The haunted houses were so freaking amazing, man. And they definitely like I was like trying to, like, it was funny because Adam, we thought he was gonna be really scared, but I'm like, now that he's 10 years old, I think he can handle it. But we he didn't freak out. He had fun, and that's the thing. And then like we got on the Halloween, the Michael Myers, was it? Yeah, Michael Myers. Yeah, that's the one, the haunted house. And when I got to the very end, I was like, all right, like I'm good, I'm like, because they creep out. And right before you get to the exit, one of the guys came out, like, came out at me, and I was like, I literally squealed like a girl, ah! But then I laughed about it. I'm like, damn, like, they got me, you know what I mean? Like I was just about to exit the place, and they got me. So, but that was super fun. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it was pretty good, man. We did like 3 haunted houses. The problem is it's like a 45-minute wait to get into each haunted house. It is so popular. We went the second night that it opened. You know how they only have it a couple months of the year. And we went like the weekend after opening night, and it was like everybody showed up. So I'm thinking there's got to be a part. I don't know. So the beginning is not a good idea. We also went towards the very end when it was almost ending. And that was super busy too. I think people go a lot when it first opens, and then people go right before it opens. Maybe if we go like in the middle, like in like the 6th week or something like that. I think they do it for like 7 weeks, I'm not mistaken. So maybe if you go on like week 4, it won't be as crowded. But God, man, you know, the thing is they charge you like $80 to get into the door, but for $150 more, you get the fast pass. But like it costs more for the fast pass to actually go to the park. And you know what I mean? Like we didn't want to spend that much money, because then it's like 150 for 3 of us. Like, come on, really? Like that's like $1,000 for 3 people to. So we're like, we're not doing a fast pass. We're just gonna pay like the $80 for all, you know, each person to get in. But like by the time that you get on your second haunted house, you're like, you know what, man? Like we probably should just get the fast pass. But then it's like, it's not worth it. You still have to wait about 30 minutes, you know? I don't know. I just think it's a rip-off that they charge that much for the fast pass. And I understand why they do that, because if they didn't do that, then everybody would get the fast pass and then you'd still be waiting. So I kind of get that. But they should have like a discount, like after 11 p.m., because they close at 2 a.m. for these Halloween Horror Nights. They should do like at 11 p.m. like if you're in the park, like they should have like a special like discount, like, hey, after 11 we'll give you the fast pass for 50% off, something, you know. Because we probably would have done that. We probably would have been like, hey, listen, if you sell me a fast pass for 50% off, we'll get 3 of them bitches right now, you know. So, but we did 3. I would love to have done all of them. There's like 7 of them, 7 haunted houses. And we did 3, and they were really fun, really, really cool. So yeah, they start at 7 p.m. right? So I think what they do is they kick everybody out of the park early, the people there for the daytime, and then from 7 p.m. it turns into Halloween Horror Nights, and from 7 to 2 a.m. we left there like at 1:45. We were so tired by the time we left, and Adam did so good, man. Like because as you see, it's what 10:45 time is it? Yeah, it's almost 11. He's like, dude, I'm going to bed. And you know, I talk a lot on streams, you know, I interact with people, so he was over there just, you know, playing the games with me. But you know, and I was excited because like you guys jumped on and you were here, Brett was here, Victor was here. I didn't think he would make it. That was super cool. It's always nice when like a bigger channel comes and hangs out. But I think Victor has like 12,000 subscribers. I think he's a newer channel when it comes to the monitor reviews, but like I prefer his than the bigger monitor review channels. I really do. I like his. But he had a stream. He had like 21 people because he's got, you know, 10,000 subscribers. 12,000 is a lot of people. So when you have that many subscribers, you know, you got about 20 people in your stream, that's considered pretty darn good. You know, that's why I'm always happy that when I have 3 or 4 people, I'm like, hey, what's up, everybody? Because I only have 1,000. So for having 1,000, having 4 or 5 people, that is pretty good. Because imagine having 10, 12,000 and having 21, you might think that you're expecting like 600 people, but no. But I hung out on his entire stream, you know what I mean? I was like talking to the people, asking him questions, and then he brought up the fact that something about streaming, because you know he normally doesn't do streams. So I'm like, dude, hey, I was like, I can answer 90% of your stuff. Come on to my stream, whatever you. And he actually did, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm not gonna join up this small channel. It's not about the size, man. It's about the people. It's not about the size. Yeah. So, not sure if you know Picky Audio, but they helped me look for a lot of good earbuds. Picky Audio? No, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of the channels, and they're purchasing a lot of the products themselves, which like you start getting into these high quality channels that just they look so awesome, and their editing skills are top notch. A lot of times they're just, by that point, they've been approached by all these companies and they're given stuff to try. And if you don't pay for it yourself, it kind of throws off like the validity or honesty. And although they say things like, you know, the big channels, you know, say things like, hey, no money exchange hands. They did not get a preview of the video before, you know, they saw it at the same time you saw it. They had no input in making this video. This is my opinions. I don't know, like, it's hard to take that for face value, because if you got it for free and you're, you know, if you think about it like this, if you bash something that probably might deserve bashing, right? Is that company going to approach you again? Probably not, right? So you're probably going to point out, like, you're going to try to even it out and be like, oh, this is great, this part needs a little work, but, you know, where if it's someone who paid for it out of their own pocket, you know, it's like, Now with Victor, and I didn't want to ask him too personal and, you know, questions, whatever. I'm just starting to meet this guy, whatever. But like, monitors are expensive, guys. Like, I'm trying to sell a bunch of stuff I have just to make up for the price of this thing. He's buying monitors. He's got all types of monitors. Like, he's buying these things himself, right? Like, companies aren't approaching him, you know? So at that point, yes, now you really could believe this person because they're testing it out, you know. I would have to literally buy, like, if I want to do some monitor comparisons, I'd have to buy them and test them out immediately as soon as they ship from Amazon. Test them out real quick, put them through some tests, and make sure that the suckers are boxed in, ready to return them. You know what I mean? Return within 30 days and send it back. That's the only thing that I can think of. You know what I mean? Like, how could you afford to be buying $1,000 units to test out, to make videos off of and send it back? And that's what I'm assuming that's what people do. You know, but a person like me, that I barely have time to get stuff done, I would end up buying them and accidentally keeping them past the return period, and then I'll be stuck with, like, you know, forget it, my wife will kill me. She kicked me out of my own house. So, but you know, it's that's what helps grow a channel. Then that's what you got to do, because, you know, people are going to want to come back to you because they know that you're kind of like playing it with, you know, you're testing it out yourself, using your own money. They're gonna, like, hey, whatever they say is the real deal, you know. So that's why I decided to test this monitor out. And then, you know, I did check out some other reviews about this particular monitor from bigger channels that more than likely got the units sent to them, and they also had some pretty common, like, the pros and the cons were pretty spot on. But then when you go into the comments section, do they interact and talk to people? Sometimes they don't. And so with Victor's channel, he's in there in the comments responding to people who are asking him very specific questions, and he's like, all right, I'll try to figure this out, try to figure that out, you know. And not to say that bigger channels don't, because even EposVox was literally on Twitter, like, hitting me up, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, I asked him, hey, do you know why this, you know, he responded, which is pretty cool. But not everybody does that, you know what I mean? So it's good when someone can say, yes, I tested that feature out, and this is how it acted, you know. My concern with this monitor was mainly, how does it act when connected to a MacBook? And wow, I'm amazed to tell you that this thing works great. Like, as soon as I open up, as soon as I hit the space bar and the laptop wakes up, as soon as it does that, the connected monitor, boom, lights up right at the same time. And a lot of people say, oh, you got to get the Apple display for that. No, maybe if I had it plugged in through HDMI, it would be a little bit of a lag. But if you plug it into from the laptop using DisplayPort, instant. And it's nice to have 120 frames on my desktop. You move the mouse around, super butter smooth, just like the actual built-in monitor from the MacBook. Yeah. So that's the bomb right there. I'll probably test out watching a movie. I mean, it's kind of weird to sit here and watch a movie. And unfortunately I can't stream a movie because they'll kick my channel offline, but I want to watch a movie, like an HDR enabled movie. I do want to play some HDR enabled games. Well, technically that was an HDR enabled game. Where right now when I'm playing HDR enabled games on this monitor, it looks just as bright. My last monitor, when I would play HDR games, it would be all dim and washed out looking. Like, this is not, like, this is whack. But now when I play HDR games, it's just as bright as the SDR of my old monitor. And if I play an SDR game on this monitor, that thing is, I have to lower the brightness. Whereas before it was 100% brightness and it was still dim. So this is a huge upgrade. So yeah, I'm happy I get to test this out for the next few weeks. Display. Yeah, I know my display port on my MacBook. I mean, well, the MacBook itself doesn't have the display port. The monitor does, but Mac's Thunderbolt 4 ports, which is a USB-C connector, they have USB-C to display port, so it works just as much because it's the same bandwidth. So like I was like, what? Like, you know, of course I learned that by doing research online. So I'm like, hell yeah, man, I get to have 120 or 144 hertz on my Mac desktop. Like, that's sweet, you know what I mean? So and again, that I had with my old monitor, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose any features that my old monitor had, but improve on them. And that's exactly the only thing that this monitor doesn't do that my old monitor did, which is weird, is the fact that if I am playing, let's say right now I got my PS5, I'm on HDMI 1 right now for the PS5. My display port, the signal's cut off. So the MacBook does not see the other two monitors. It's only seeing my little small portrait monitor. Besides the flip screen monitor, which is weird. Whereas before with my Samsung, it still detected that there was two monitors connected. So it doesn't work like that for this one. And some people noted that in the comments section on Victor's videos, but I'm like, well, is that gonna mess me up? Because some people are like, oh, I can't use my Mac and, you know, PlayStation at the same time. Well, I can, because I use the Mac's I use the MacBook flip screen, and then plus I still have this other monitor here. But if you're playing PS5 on the monitor, then why do I need to have access to that screen? You know what I mean? So let me just test this out, because I'm curious if this limitation exists. I'm gonna switch over to I'm gonna switch over right now to see if it does pick it up. So I'm gonna switch to DisplayPort. And voila, there it is. So now I have access to the main screen. So that's fine that I don't have access to it when I'm not using that. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why would it? In fact, I like it because sometimes I would drag an application from the right monitor, right? My portrait monitor, and I would drag it while playing video games. I would try to drag it, and then it would get lost in the DisplayPort monitor, but I couldn't see it because I was watching the PlayStation, and I lose it. I'm like, I try to I have to like find where I left. I accidentally dropped it. Now with this monitor, even though it's like it doesn't work that way, it actually works better for me, because now when I am playing on the PlayStation, all of my windows just move into the laptop monitor and then the portrait monitor. So I can just drag from the laptop, boom, directly into the portrait monitor. Whereas before, if I let the mouse go, I would lose a window in the main monitor, and I'd have to then switch it from the PS5 input back. You know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. Hopefully I'm explaining that right. But in a way, well, most people didn't like that about this monitor. It actually works better for me. The fact that it does that it doesn't do that actually I find it to be better for me. So yeah, you know what I mean? You can't have it all. So what's up, Obito? That's Adam. Adam's Obito. What's up, Adam? I'm pretty sure it's Adam. I could be wrong. I don't recognize. Is that you, Adam? Because Adam usually doesn't say yo. Let me just type, even though he hears me. Are you Adam? Pretty sure it's Adam, because he has his own YouTube name. So yeah, if you're not sure, I think it is him. Adam, I thought you were supposed to be in bed. What happened? But yeah, we got what 4 likes. It shows me 4, so it might be 5, but either way, I'm happy with that. That's my new goal now. I was like, if I can get 4 likes, yeah, it's probably him. But no, this setup is pretty awesome, you know. Yeah, I went from where I was starting to get worried. I'm like, well, if I spend all this money on this monitor, and now like I can't really stream, like the way I used to with the 1440p monitor, you know, because whenever it would go into 4K 60, whenever it would just go back into the PS5 main menu, let me go back to that. Whenever it would go back to the PS5 main menu, the signal would cut out of OBS. I'm not sure if you were here for that stream on that part of the stream, but I would go here right now, what you're seeing, and it would not show on OBS. It would say like resolution not supported for resize. And I'm like, what is that? And I asked EposVox, and he's like, ooh, I don't know. That's new information. I don't know what that is. And then he was like, I think it's because capture cards don't support from 4K. In fact, I even have a screenshot, and I sent it to him on his Twitter, where in his video, I had the what is it, captions, you know, where you could see the words on the bottom. I had captions, and I screenshot his video showing where he said the 4K signal cannot be captured in 1440. He says it on his review video of the HDX. So if that's the case, then tell me why. And I'm by no means am I not knocking him. He's like the GOAT, in my opinion, for all things. I rather go to him than others that are also GOATs, okay? Because all those guys are GOATs, in my opinion. They've been doing this for over a decade. If you've been doing this for 10 years and you're consistent, you're a GOAT. I don't care if you have 2 subscribers or 20 million. You know your stuff. But in his video, he says that you can't play a 4K 60 signal and capture at 1440. And he even reiterated that when I asked him about why I was running into an issue. So, if that's the case, then what is this? And I'm not saying like that he's wrong or nothing, because maybe I'm not understanding what he was saying, but let's take a look. Once again, we go here. Screen. Resolution set to 2160, which is 4K. We can even turn it up a notch. Look at this. It sets at 120. And so here's another thing. HDMI 2.1 capture cards don't exist yet. So then I'm still able to pass through 4K 120. So I guess what okay, I get it. The HDMI 2.1 cards, that will then enable us to capture in 4K 120. That's what it is. That's why we want the 4K, the HDMI 2.1 compatible capture cards. For now, the latest and greatest is what I have right now, which is the VRR, variable refresh rate, compatible cards. What that does is it allows us to pass through, so we can play and we can use the variable refresh rate option on our monitor, and then just stream out the regular 4K 60 or 1080p 60 or 1440p 60. But we can't capture VRR, but we can at least now pass it through to our monitor, so we as the streamer can play it with that enabled. And that's what I was running into last week, is that my other capture card didn't support none of that. So I kept running into these weird issues using these new features that the PS5 has, and this monitor supports. So now the monitor supports it, PS5 supports it, and now my capture card allows pass through. So it allows for it to function as a regular. So as I was trying to point out, as you see, it's 4K. Oh wait, you can't see it because my big mug's in the way. Here, watch this. All right, there it is. Boom. 4K signal. Look at that. But yet, so let's go ahead and pop my face back in here. Yet, when I go into, let's go back to desktop mode, and let's go to studio mode so I can show you what I mean. We're gonna go to gameplay. What? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that okay, right over here. All right, so you guys, okay, perfect. Right over here, PS5 video. See this PS5 video? This is the capture card, the HD60X. Okay. Now, as you see right here, we have 4K signal, right? So this is 4K 60 or in this case it's 4K 120, but it's really 4K 60 right now. Okay, 4K 60. But this particular game is outputting 1440p at 120. Okay, but regardless of that, it's 4K at the main menu, right? But yet it's capturing, as you see right here, it's capturing at 1440. Last weekend when I streamed, the issue I ran into is that what EposVox was saying, which is this. Let me close out the game. Let me close Cold War so it can go back to 4K 60 mode. All right, watch this. And this is my first Elgato capture card. I always have used, through the 2 years that I've been streaming, I've used AverMedia capture cards the whole time, and they've worked excellent. So for me, this is the first time that I've actually used an Elgato card. And again, just so you know, there is a VRR compatible AverMedia card called the Live Gamer Extreme 3. That one's $40 cheaper than this Elgato card. And it's going to arrive Wednesday. I'm going to test it. If it works exactly the way this works, then I'll just send the Elgato back and save $40. Because why spend an extra $40 for something that I can just, you know what I mean? But if I find that this capture card in any way is better for my use cases, then I'll keep the the $40 will be worth it to me at that point, because Elgato does have some Elgato only features that's compatible with the Stream Deck and all that, where it does like playback. I can do like an instant rewind of a certain play. So let's say I'm doing something, I do a really cool thing, I can hit the button and it do instant replay. You know, that could be done with Elgato, with the other capture card, but you have to use more like OBS plugins, and I don't have time for that. So is that feature alone worth $40? Maybe, so we'll see. But let me just show this part real quick here. A potential comparison video is actually a great idea. Because two of the goats, right? Harris Heller, EposVox, they have videos where they're not really covering my scenario, which I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to run into my scenario. So I could do a video where I can show and explain that, and then I can then show how you can get it to work. And between those two cards plus the prior card, which is the Live Gamer Ultra, which would be the compatible Elgato, which would be the Elgato HD 60 S, right, without the X. So those two, right, they were on the same level playing field. I think that there should be a video that covers what those cards were capable of versus what the new generation capture cards, what they are capable of, and then the difference between those two cards. So I think that's a great idea, and I think I could do a majority of that as a talking head video, and then just show clips of some like these, what I'm doing right now on stream basically, or I could even record a kind of like a live stream format like this where I can show what I'm showing you right now. I think that would be pretty cool. And maybe even make some YouTube shorts out of that, or whatever. But here we go. So this right here is what I'm talking about. As you see, it's working just fine. I'm at the main screen. And there's a signal. If I was to swap capture cards right now, speaking of which, I wonder if this thing is set up to work. Well, I'll have to do that on the next stream. I'm going to set up using my my cell phone. Remember how Elgato had the app that you could quickly use your cell phone as your stream camera? I'm going to reset that up. It's been literally months. So I'm going to set that up so I can show you guys things on my desktop. I'm really excited about that, actually. But now this is working. So EposVox says you cannot play a 4K 60 game or just 4K 60 signal and then input capture at 1440. That's what he said on his video, but I'm doing that right now. Now I wasn't able to do that before, because remember last week I wasn't able to do that. I was having to come here and put it at 1080, right? That's what I had to do. And then when the game turned on, when Cold War turned on, it would go to 1440, and then I'd have to switch it to 1440, and then when the game turned off, I'd have to come back here and switch. Come on, who wants to do all that? Now I can just leave it at 1440 capture mode, and it works whether I'm on the main screen of the PS5 or not. So that to me is a huge upgrade. And another cool thing about this is that the PlayStation has 120 hertz mode, right? So let me back out and go into game. There we go. Like and subscribe. Thank you, and shout out to Saying the Whisper for sending me that. He emailed me that cool little thing. Whenever I switch screens, it'll pop up and say subscribe and all that. It's pretty cool. But let's go over here. What was I gonna show real quick? Oh yeah, the PS5 options. So when I had my 1440p monitor, it was not HDMI 2.1 compatible, and therefore it had no VRR option. But now with my new I can actually show you this with my new capture card, because I wasn't able to show you this properly last time. But let's go to screen video, and and plus think about it, I already made a PS5 like streamer focused video that did really well on my channel a year ago, a year and a half ago, or whatever, almost 2 years I think. But anyways, it's long overdue for a follow-up video, and it could be a short one, it could be multiple videos on small different topics. I have no more excuses to not try to I have no excuses. I'm starting to learn things that I should be able to share with the masses. Whether people find the channel or not, that's on YouTube's job, but at least I have the videos up there. So check this out. Yes, even though I had a 1440p monitor these last few years, I was able to set it at 2160, you guys remember, but it would just downsample to the 1440p monitor, which actually looked better than some 1440p monitors didn't even let you select 4K. It would have to make you do 1080, but 1080 upscale to 1440p looks horrible because it doesn't match up perfectly, whereas 1080 times 2 is 2160. So I was pissed because I was like, man, PlayStation doesn't have a 1440p option, so I'm gonna be forced to have this blurry, ugly upscaled 1080 to 1440. But luckily that wasn't the case, because with my monitor, the 1440p monitor accepted a 4K signal. It just downsampled it, so it received more information, and then so it looked better than if it was 1080, obviously. But then when PlayStation 2 months ago released the 1440p update, finally after 2 years, then I was able to use that at 1440, and I was capturing at 1440, and that's when I started streaming at 1440. Remember that? Like 2 months or whatever. That was super cool. Then I upgrade the monitor to an actual 4K monitor, this one right here, and that's when I started running into these weird capture issues in OBS. And I'm like, why did I never run into this before? Well, before I only had it was still 1440, so it really wasn't accepting a 4K signal. It was just accepting, it was, but it was a downsampled 1440. So I had no issues with the capture card. So when I upgraded the monitor, that's when I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? And also with this monitor, I enabled 120 hertz. I wasn't able to do that before. There was no way. My monitor just didn't support it. So now I have this. And so with 120 hertz being enabled, because Epos Fox was right, he said disable that and everything would work. He was right about that. But and then VRR, boom, look at that. Now it says it's compatible. Before, these two options were not compatible because it wasn't connected to a display that supported these two options. So now I have VRR, 120 hertz, and a capture card that allows me to use these features, and still be able to capture at 1440 60. So I think I'm set, man. The stream setup is perfect, and not to mention that the monitor is beautiful. I had a couple guys asking me about Grand Theft Auto, and I've not played Grand Theft Auto since 2016. That's a long time. So I do have it now. This is the PS5 online version of it, I think they're gonna charge me $20 in order to get like the PS5 single player campaign mode, which is like, come on, really? I already paid for the original PS4 version. I should be allowed to just upgrade, but it is what it is. But I don't have this game, and I think you even mentioned that you used to play it, but I'm okay with learning how to play this. So like, if you have this game, I would love to try to figure that out. You know what I mean? But yeah, Miles Morales can what? With really? I didn't even know that, bro. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at now. Of course, you guys will receive it as a 4K 60 stream, which is good. You know, that's a nice quality stream. But for me to play it at 120, that's gonna be awesome. You only played it for LSPDFR. What is that? The police mod. Oh, I didn't know they had that. That's pretty cool. So you play as the police? Is that what it is? That's crazy. Yeah, I saw that in the Discord, bro. That is gonna be sick, man. And again, like somebody that has even a GTX 1080 card can run it at like 1440, 100 frames. You know, on their that's great. And plus, if you have like a 20 series card or even a 30 series card, oh, that's gonna be great. You know, you can get 4K 60 out of a 30 series card without a problem. You could probably get away with a 20 series card at 4K 60, but the settings have to be, you know, low. You know, they have to be kind of like low. And then once you get to the 30 series card, you're fine. But again, hey man, console. I actually rather buy an Xbox, a Series X before I even spend money on a PC, because I just, you know, I'm a Mac streamer now. So being that I'm a Mac streamer, I don't want to invest in PCs at this time right now. In fact, I have like 4 different I got about 3 different hard drives on my PC. What I'm going to do is remove the graphics card. I have a 1070 that I'm borrowing from my cousin's husband, because he upgraded from a GTX 1070 to a GTX 1080 Ti. I don't have the Ti, I have the 1080. So he does his job for a living. He works for he does drafting using AutoCAD, and so he wanted me to help him. So I said, yeah, bring it down. You know, he lives in Orlando. Came down to hang out at my parents' house down the road, and I went ahead and we had to modify his PC tower, because there was some things when the card was so big, the GTX 1080 Ti compared to the 1070. So we had to like literally modify like metal. We had these metal cutters, and we had to bend stuff around. It was crazy just to get the card to fit. But we got the card to fit. It worked perfectly. So he's like, you know what? Here's the GTX 1070. He's like, you could try to sell it on eBay for me, and then like just give me whatever money. Oh, he's like, but no rush, take your time. So what I'm thinking of doing, selling my GTX 1080 for someone, $300, $270, whatever. Just get rid of it. Pop in the 1070 in there, so that way I could still use the computer, save all important files, transfer them to my Mac, and then take all the hard drives out. And they sell these little like cages where you could put like HDDs and SSDs. Like I saw a thing where they have that, and I can make it into like a archive system, or maybe I think it called like NAS. You know, I don't know much about them, but I'm going to start getting into that, where I can have like a file server running and backup solution. Just boom, and I could use all my old stuff from my PC because they work. And I could use all those hard drives as backup solutions for anything, you know, family photos, everything. I don't want to be cheap with my SSDs. I want to have these regular hard drives and just load them up. I already have them. I don't need to buy them. I just need to buy a smart enclosure that will accept these, you know, the regular spinning hard drives plus SSDs. So that is exactly what I would love to do. And then at that point, I'll just literally toss the tower, or I could probably even sell a tower. I don't know. Probably just toss it. But if I can salvage the hard drives and sell the GPU, I'm good. Nobody's going to want an old CPU from 2017, obviously. But yeah, I can sell off the graphics card and then just strip the hard drives out, repurpose them as a backup solution on an external hard drive enclosure, and connect that as like a network type of thing, or or just simply have it to where I can plug it into a computer whenever, or even get a Raspberry Pi that runs off of no power, like USB power, and I can just plug it into like a wall outlet and have the Raspberry be the brains of it, and have these enclosure. I don't know. I think there's, I don't know. I have to learn more about that. I'll be honest. I don't know enough, but I know that I want to do that. I don't want to just get rid of this machine or for whatever reason. I want to salvage pieces. I think that would be great. Plus, it'd be cool, and I could even talk about that on a stream, or video. Because why throw away something or give it away or whatever the case is when you can repurpose stuff. So, in my case, that makes the best sense. Sometimes I'm like, damn, do I want to get a PC game? But I'm like, no. Most PC games I can get either on PlayStation or even Xbox Series X. So, for now, I will not spend money on a PC, because why? I have the MacBook, So now if I didn't get the MacBook, I definitely, because that's what happened. I was like, I'm gonna get a new stream PC, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, well, the MacBook could be my all-in-one. It could be my stream PC plus everything else. And nowadays the game consoles are pretty darn strong, you know what I mean? So yeah, they are huge cards. They're very, very big. The 30 series cards are big too. They don't even fit in some of these towers. That's what happened even with the GTX 1080 Ti. We had to modify. But if you're starting from scratch and you have a new case, the big case and all, the top, then it makes more sense. But again, if you buy little pieces here and there, that's fine. Like if you just buy a motherboard and then later on you get the graphics card, and then you'll be fine. All you gotta do is start with a good motherboard and everything's gonna be okay. So that's a pretty good option. And if I was to build a PC, that's what I would be doing. It's just, because right now the prices are down. Like to build a PC, like this is the time to do it. Like a year and a half ago was not the time to do it, but now it is. Yeah, just make sure that you get the case that would support a big card. You get the case that's the full, the full mother. What do you got? You get the full size motherboards. Because when I was looking at buying a pre-build, because at the time it was cheaper to buy a pre-build. Remember that? I was looking for pre-builds that came with full size motherboards, because then that if it's a full size motherboard, the case typically would support that size, and then you could drop a big card in there. Wait, which case? Oh, the case that you're looking at. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, finding a case with internal drive-by slots is hard as. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I haven't even looked into that stuff in a while. This one that I have now here, the Cooler Master from 2017. The case is pretty good. It's set up to where I can drop in a big old card. Like this case is pretty good. I'm surprised. You would think most cases are like that, but like my cousin's husband, his case was real tight and stuff, and he had like his hard drive cages got in the way of everything, and I'm like, damn. And it's not modular. At least this old Cooler Master is very modular, where you could just add in different hard drive cases and different sizes, and that part was pretty cool. But Cooler Master is going to be that, I know for a fact you can find a Cooler Master that's very modular, or just Google search modular PC cases, and there's still some brands that make the cases that you could like kind of structure the way that you prefer, which is pretty cool, because I had to do a little bit of that even for this one here, and I was able to place the hard drives in certain spots. It's really, really clean. Actually, it was a really clean setup. I was really proud about it, and I still am. I just obviously don't use it anymore. It's way outdated for although there's people online that tell me like, oh dude, no, your machine's still good. I'm still rocking this, I'm still rocking that. But we're in 2022, and I just feel like we should all be like at 30 series by this time. You know, 40 series are coming out, and you know, I guess the end of this year or whatever. So, you know, or I should say, we should all be at a minimum at 20 series card. At a minimum, if you have an existing machine. But if you're looking to build, then you have to go for 30 series card. Like, you have to, because the 40 is about to drop. The 30s, you'll have to. And the good thing is that the prices are more affordable now. You could probably get a used 30 series card for just under $400. You know what I mean? You know, $400 or something like that, which I paid $500 for my GTX 1080 back when that was the regular price. It was like $479. I'm trying to sell it for $300, $270 possibly. You know, so like I said, my cousin's husband, he went from a 1070, which is what you have, right? 1070. A lot of people rocking 1070s, and you could still sell them. I mean, they're still, you can go on eBay. People are still buying them for like $180. So I figured my GTX 1080, 8GB card, and it's the ROG Strix, is that how you pronounce it? A8G 1080. So it's like, it's a high spec 1080. You know, it's like just below a it's just below a TI, because there was a couple. There was like the base 1080. This one runs at a higher clock speed. It's a really good 1080 card. So I feel good like pricing it at $300 and willing to sell it. If somebody makes an offer on eBay, they can click the make offer button. At $270, I'll sell it. Boom. You know, somebody, it'll fit somebody's need. You know. So that's the cool thing about PCs. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that with Mac. You know, with Mac, you got to spend thousands of dollars for a laptop. But with PCs, if you want it for gaming, that's why PCs is the master gaming race, because you can literally, there's certain game genres that don't require 20 series cards. There's certain genres like esports. You want to play esports games? No problem. Get yourself a GTX 1070. You know, get yourself a 1080 if you want to go to levels of the extreme, like high gaming levels, the graphics settings, max them out. You know, so there's some people like that, and they could build a PC for, you know, $350 or whatever. You know, if they buy a used, 1080 or a used 1070, or they can upgrade their older setup with just a new graphics card, and that alone will help run the game. So yeah, for sure. Yep. Oh yeah, for those type of games, absolutely. Now, if you're playing like, The Last of Us or like Call of Duty, like competitive, like FPS, that's a whole different story. For that, then you're gonna have to spend a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm like, I feel like within the next week or so, I'll have some people like, sending me like messages about my card. So I'm happy about that. That's going to motivate me. Selling that card's going to motivate me to pull out the hard drives, clean them up, and do all that. I kind of like doing that stuff. I enjoy that, salvaging stuff and repurposing. And I've done that in the past a lot, but I really want to make, and maybe I should just do it as a YouTube short video. I don't know, but I want to show off, maybe not a YouTube short, but I want to show up my setup. And I just feel like this is a pretty cool setup. Like, I should show this and say, do you have any questions about my setup? If you do, drop the questions down below and I'll respond. And I would love to be one of the people that help push like streamers to the Mac platform. Elgato and a couple other companies have done a great job, especially Elgato, in having Mac compatible stuff, man. I got Mac, the Stream Deck, the Wave XLR, OWC Thunderbolt dock. Like, how do you get all these USB stream devices? How do you get all these stream devices that are USB plugs into a MacBook when the Macs only have 3 USB ports? Well, I have the solution to that. You get this Thunderbolt dock, which has 12 other ports, and you can plug in your Stream Deck, your Wave XLR. What else do I have? Your camera capture card, right? Your your main video game capture card, I have plenty of USB ports, and I have SD card reader, all this stuff. So you can have a laptop with a small little hub connected to it and have everything. Because when I was looking for a new PC stream PC, I was looking for pre-builds, and every pre-build that I kept running into only had like 6 USB ports. And I'm like, dude, like, my problem with the PC is that because the motherboard and the chipset didn't have enough PCIe lanes, you guys remember, I was running into all types of problems with the Go XLR, the sound issues, and it was because there was no more what do you call it, bandwidth, USB bandwidth for all these devices. Well, and remember, this is the M1, this was like the M1 Pro. So there was the standard M1, then they came out the next year, they came out with the M1 Pro and the M1 Ultra. Well, the M1 Pro is good enough for me, man. Even the M1 is good enough for a lot of people. But I'm glad I got this, because now I'm able to have all these things plugged in to the hub, which is then connected to one of the ports on the actual MacBook itself. And that's it. So now I have, I think, what is this, like 12 and 12. I got about, let me see this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I expanded from having 1, 2, 3 ports on the MacBook to having like 10 total, you know. Some are USB-A, 4 of them are Thunderbolt 4. And, you know, and then there's a USB 2.0 in the front for compatibility reasons. So this was the answer to, like, it's interesting because I started buying a lot of these things like months apart from each other, and then one day I finally threw it all together, and everything just started working. I ran into some issues, I made some streams, I talked about the issues, but to get here now, it's pretty awesome. So I love to be a YouTube channel that promotes, you know, the Mac platform in ways that it's underrepresented, you know. And that's what you want, especially if you're trying to grow a channel, is find something that's underrepresented, but you know that there's a small group demand, and somehow get that out, and there it is, you know. So, you know, at the same time, have fun, meet people, and do, you know, game streams. So yeah, man. So, but yeah, appreciate you hanging out with me, man. I think on the last stream we had Nick for a while and stuff like that, but I usually don't jump on this late. I think it was like 10 o'clock when I joined or something. Yeah, about 10 o'clock, almost 9:30 when I joined. And I was gonna post another thing showing like, hey, I'm live now, but I don't think I got a chance to do that. So I was like, if I did that, we probably had a couple other of our core crew members, but I was like, man, I'm just gonna take it easy and play a couple matches here. Yeah. But no, this has been a fun stream, man. Thank you so much for being out. I should probably head off here in a bit too, man. It's almost midnight. It's 11:30. But that coffee, I was like, I'm gonna drink coffee and just chit chat with people. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, for sure, man. Like you said, as always, fun chatting. You know, anything that you come up with, you know, let me know. Any ideas? We could do specific streams talking about specific subjects. We could even do it on Discord, anything like that. Let me know. I'm open to doing things other than game streams. That'll be fun. So cool, man. Have a great night, and thank you very much for being a part of this whole thing, and we'll see you soon, man. Peace, everyone.
See you on the next one.